All right, guys, welcome back to the stream. Welcome. If you are new, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, as always, for waiting patiently in the chat as the intro does what it does. Today, we have some really interesting topics to go over and discuss. Most of them are PlayStation related. In fact, let me see here. All of them are actually PlayStation related. But one of the biggest topics we are going to have to talk about today, absolutely, is Grand Theft Auto 6. It's happening. It's official. The trailer is going to drop in just a couple of days from now. But maybe this was to be expected. It seems as though a couple of things may have leaked out, and Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive are already issuing copyright strikes and takedowns, which is, again, not all too surprising. But we're learning some pretty interesting details about GTA 6. I will let you know right up front, if you are tuning into the stream thinking you're going to see anything of GTA 6, absolutely not going to happen. There is some footage that has apparently leaked out, and I think a lot of people were kind of waiting to figure out if this footage that leaked out, if it was legitimate or not, or if it was just made up. But after people kind of did a little bit of digging, seems like it's actually legitimate. Now, unfortunately, the footage itself, if you've seen it, you know it's extremely underwhelming because it's not captured in high quality and it doesn't really show much of anything except like an overview of the city itself. But what I'm more interested in is talking about what we can expect to see in this first trailer, as well as the details we're learning about the game itself. And there's actually one detail in particular that this leaker apparently gave us about GTA 6 that if it's true, you can kind of see where all of the development time went with GTA 6 and how this is really truly going to set a new standard for a dense open world video games. Again, that's if these leaks, if they're to be believed. So we'll go over all of that information. We're also going to be talking about something quite unfortunate, but is something we absolutely need to discuss regarding PlayStation, and that is how PlayStation users are set to lose hundreds of TV shows that they paid for. This was something that was making the rounds, and it's once again regarding DRM, and it's not good news, and we have to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about how apparently the German authority has warned Sony over the PlayStation Network's terms and conditions, which is also interesting. A lot of stuff going on with Sony lately and these different countries and whatnot. So we'll go over that. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Elden Ring DLC and how it was apparently compared to Bloodborne to a certain extent by one of the developers. So we're going to talk about that as well. But obviously the bulk of the conversation is going to be focused around GTA 6. So guys, before I go any further, I just want to first off, thank you for watching the content. A couple ways you can help the channel out. Hit that like button. We're sitting at 75 likes. Hitting the like button lets me know you enjoy the streams, but it also helps with YouTube's algorithm. So do that for me. There are 3 ways you can support my content and my channel directly. I am fan funded, so without your direct support, there would be no channel, there would be no content, there would be no streams. The 3 ways you can do that: consider becoming a channel member. You gain access to some exclusive perks, including the Members Lounge. We're actually going to be doing a Members Lounge after this stream here today. If you are already a member, even if you were gifted a membership, consider gifting memberships to help grow the membership community and also support me directly. And then last but not least, consider donating a super chat. We have a couple of individuals who have already done that. You can ask a question, give an opinion, make a statement, anything in between, and kind of keeps the conversation flowing in different directions, but also helps me out a lot as well. So big shout out and big thank you to everybody who continues to support the channel. You guys are incredible. And I see, before I get to these super chats, we have the legend returning once again, Exley 3000, coming in, dropping 5 membership gifts on us. Exley, thank you so much for getting us started today, guys. Exley's always here, always showing incredible support. So I'm going to add that to the counter. Starting the day off strong with 5 members. And I also want to, because I did tell you guys I was going to update this every Sunday, I want to give a special thank you and a special shout out to last week's top donors. That starts with Exley 3000, as you can see, very generous individual with the platinum. So Exley, thank you so much for that, my friend. We also have Hellbound at 1981 coming in with the gold trophy. And then we have Herpy Derps coming in with the silver. And then with the bronze, we have Corey Landiga. So a big thank you to these individuals for showing such incredible support. I have 2 super chats here. One from Jakey Stee. He says, "What's up, MBG? Will you be watching the PlayStation Access Christmas Maze this year? It always brings me joy this time of year. Keep on keeping on." Well, I appreciate that, Jakey, and I might. To be honest, this is the first time I'm hearing of this. I know what PlayStation Access is. It's like the UK PlayStation YouTube channel. It's official. They cover all stuff PlayStation. I had no idea they do like a Christmas maze every year, though. So I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. Maybe I'll have to look into it. I'm assuming it happens closer to Christmas, though. So maybe that's something we could like check out in the members lounge or something like that. So Jakey, really appreciate that, bud. We have Michael Lynch saying Rockstar needs to order Tush Strikes. Yeah, so I kind of know where you're going with this, Michael, when we dive into the conversation about Rockstar Games, GTA 6 leaking. The way in which this has leaked, apparently, if it is true, and it seems like it's been confirmed, absolutely wild. It turns out that the leak may have actually come from the head of development at Rockstar Games. Not him, but his son. But also, not actually his son, a friend of his son's. Apparently, people have been looking into this, and it seems to have been confirmed that it wasn't actually the employee's son. It was somehow a friend of his son's who managed to make this happen. And man, yeah, so basically, all right, I'm going to test something out here, and I want to see if it works. Basically, if Rockstar ends up catching whoever is responsible for this leak, this is going to be them. No. This is going to be them, man. They're going to be in full-blown panic mode, okay? They're going to be in full-blown panic mode, not knowing what to do, really questioning their decision-making, questioning their life. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good, man. So, yeah, who would have thought? You know, the company with the strictest NDAs, the company that is just has everything on lock. Such a crazy way. But anyway, I should let you know what the actual leak itself is, some of the information. All right. So I have a report here. First off, before we actually cover the leak, I want to let you know. Let me go over to X over here. Rockstar Games on December 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern Time put out a tweet, and it is of a picture with a background that looks very reminiscent of Vice City, and they say Trailer 1 Tuesday, December 5th, 9 a.m. ET. So in, again, just a couple of days, we're going to be tuning into that trailer premiere. I'm going to stream that as well, because I want to react to that with you guys. It should be pretty interesting. But yeah, as I said, the image that they put up, it's very reminiscent of Vice City. All of the leaks claim that we are headed back to Vice City. This seems to confirm that. It's also kind of funny here that Rockstar Games doesn't even put up the Grand Theft Auto logo or anything like that. They just say Trailer 1 Tuesday, December 5th. It's worth noting this tweet, this single tweet with just one image, is the most liked video game tweet of all time, sitting at 1.9 million likes. It's sitting at 148 million total views. And get this, wait for it, 66,000 total replies. That's right, 66,000 replies. If you know, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. I feel like you'd have to be living under a rock, no offense, if you didn't realize that the first GTA trailer is about to drop. But yeah, it's kind of insane just how much engagement this single tweet got from Rockstar. Maybe it's crazy, but not surprising. So now we move on, and we have a report from WCCF Tech. I almost called them S Tech. Before I go through this report, though, I have Matt York, a member for 22 months. Appreciate that, buddy, saying RE4 VR is a free upgrade, making the game an entirely new experience, while The Last of Us 2 Remastered is a $10 upgrade that looks virtually the same. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's not a comparison that immediately came to mind, but when you bring it up like that, Matt, it really does kind of highlight. I don't know what it highlights. I don't know if it highlights the fact that Capcom is very generous or the fact that Sony is not so generous. I'm not sure, because in my opinion, $10 to upgrade to The Last of Us Remastered and get some new content as well and some upgrades, not bad. To me, that's not bad. You know, frankly, I'm happy. I'm very happy that Capcom is not charging me. As somebody who bought Resident Evil 4 Remake this year, I'm very happy and delighted that Capcom is not going to charge me for the PSVR 2 upgrade. However, I also don't mind admitting that if they were going to charge me $10, I would have no problem paying for that, because you could tell a lot of work went into the PSVR 2 port of Resident Evil 4 VR. But yeah, it does kind of make Naughty Dog look just a little bit worse in that regard. So yeah, I have to say, Matt, it is quite surprising that Capcom isn't charging at all. But, definitely earning some goodwill. Certainly, Capcom earning some goodwill. You love to see it. Where's the cat? I need a membership. Boss will join us a little bit later. Believe it or not, Boss has actually, I think I may have made a mistake bringing in these snacks, because now he will just sleep next to me as I'm getting my streams ready. But once I turn my light on and he knows that like I'm about to go live, it triggers in his brain where he's like, oh, it's snack time. I'm not even kidding. I think I created a real problem here. And he'll like jump on my desk, and he's getting more aggressive on my desk here, guys. I had to make some space. So for now, I'm keeping him. If we hit the goal, I'll bring in the treats. Okay. Like I said, every time we hit that goal, I'll give him a couple treats. But anyway, we're going to dive into this article from WCCF Tech. A rather short GTA 6 footage leak allegedly shows 6 seconds of off-camera gameplay of the highly anticipated title, including the game's cityscape. Last year, a massive leak of an early build of Rockstar's next GTA entry resulted in various short videos of the game circulating on the web. These leaked videos showed a Vice City setting and 2 protagonists. According to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, the leaks were legitimate, although the footage was early and unfinished. This is one of the biggest leaks in video game history and a nightmare for Rockstar Games. So I'm sure most of you remember that. They're kind of just harkening back to when the big major leak came out. But the thing about that leak, and the reason why a lot of people didn't really they didn't really care to, I don't want to say they didn't care. I don't know the best way to describe it. They didn't look at it as something that's truly indicative of GTA 6, because it was very clear when these leaks came out for GTA 6 that they are early in development, like 2018, 2019 builds of the game, knowing that we're, at that time still many years away from a full release. So the stuff that we saw, while it was very interesting, it was also kind of very unexciting, because we all knew that, well, this is just a really early build. So they're just kind of referencing that. But they continue here by saying, some days ago, Rockstar finally announced that the very first official trailer for GTA 6 will debut on December 5th. But ahead of this reveal, we now might have some off-camera gameplay footage. The footage was posted on TikTok and X and shows the skyscrapers of Vice City, as well as the game's landscapes. Interestingly enough, this footage appears to match the videos that were leaked last year. It says, as far as we can tell, the elements used in the off-camera video and those of last year's leaked videos are new and not assets from GTA 5. So this is very important to highlight here. A lot of people, again, were looking at this footage and assuming that this is a fake, a really elaborate fake, people trying to get attention. But people, again, they dug and they discovered that no, this lines up. Like, this actually matches with the leaks that we saw, the official leaks that we saw um, previously. And I will say it's worth pointing out here because, again, I cannot show the footage. Whoever recorded this, they recorded their screen with their phone. So they were in front of, I guess, if it was really this Rockstar employee, they were in front of it looks like a home setup. So maybe they were working from home. They were in front of his computer screen and they were recording some off-camera footage. Now, when it says off-camera, that's what it means. But it's also worth noting that when it showed the city skyline and kind of the landscape here, it's a little bit zoomed out, so you're just kind of on a swivel looking around. And it's frankly unimpressive footage because it's just from somebody's phone. It's very compressed. You really cannot appreciate pretty much anything that's being seen here. And that's why I think this leak ultimately sucks. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for Rockstar. I feel bad for anybody working on this game to just have something like this happen. But at the same time, it's like, if you're going to actually leak it, you should at least try to show it in a better light because this is doing nothing for the game, just in the way that it was recorded. And it's kind of sad in a way, too, because I think a lot of people are looking at this leak and they're like, that's not real. That's not GTA 6. GTA 6 isn't going to look anything like that. And it's like, guys, you're looking at GTA 6 right now, So it's just going to be a kind of a funny thing when all those people that were saying it looks really bad and really crappy. It's going to be a funny thing when they come to the realization that no, that leak was legitimate. Granted, again, it mostly looks crappy because it's off screen. So anyway, it says here, now what might be even more interesting when it comes to the leak is that it's been claimed to originate from a friend of the son of the current head of development and co-studio head at Rockstar North, Aaron Garbett. Alongside this information, more details about GTA 6 were supposedly leaked as well. According to this leak, GTA 6 will feature a map that's 2 times the size of GTA 5's Los Santos. In addition, the game is said to include 3 major cities and 4 sub-cities with a large lake around the middle of the map. According to the leaker, 70% of the buildings in GTA 6 will be enterable, and the game is supposedly launching in the fall of 2024. This lines up with Take-Two forecasting major revenue growth in the fiscal year that ends in March 2025. Also, pre-orders for Rockstar's games will reportedly go live following this week's first trailer. So, again, all this information we're hearing about GTA 5 is coming from what seems to be a verified, legitimate source here that leaked out this footage. And let me tell you, a couple of insane things to go over here. First, and to me this is the biggest deal, if it's true, 70% of the buildings will be enterable. Holy shit. Holy shit, if this is true. This is 100% going to set a new it's just going to be unprecedented what we're about to see if that's true, because when you pair that with the fact that, check this out, it says that the map of Vice City is going to be 2 times the size of GTA 5's Los Santos. GTA 5 is pretty massive. Like, even today, it still holds up as a pretty massive map. So we're talking about a map that's going to be twice the size, and 70% of the buildings are going to be enterable. And the thing is, because this is Rockstar Games, we know that this is not going to be some half-assed, like, that we're just going to see a bunch of reused assets all over the place. Like every building we enter. I mean, I'm sure there will be some reused assets, but it's not. The level of detail is likely going to be something that we have yet to witness. And when you think about this leaked footage that came out, when you think about the leaks that came out, what was it, earlier this year or last year at some time, and how anything we've actually seen of GTA 6 has not done it justice, and frankly has not been very impressive at all. And we need to understand when we look at these leaks when it comes to the images and the footage, this is not coming from Rockstar. You know, like they're not showing it off in the best possible way. And so it's actually this information we're hearing about GTA 6 that gets me by far the most excited, because this sounds like they are truly going to do what they do best and just raise the bar. And regardless of the characters and the story and the themes of the game, the open world itself and the technology, and it's I can't wait for this trailer, guys. I got to tell you. And as I'm gushing over these GTA 6 leaks, we have another legend returning. Hellbound 1981 comes in and he drops 5 more membership gifts for the community. And then on top of that, Exley, doing some work today, drops another 5 bomb on us, making it 10 total memberships gifted, bringing us up to 15 members on the day. Absolutely amazing. Hellbound, Exley, thank you guys so much for your unwavering and consistent support. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I got to give you a thank you. And I'm going to give you a Mark Cerny.
Teraflops is an absolute indicator.
And just for fun, I'll give you a snake as well. I'll give you a snake as well. So if we hit our goal, listen, so if we hit our goal today of 25, and every time we hit that goal, I have like a new little soundbite I want to play. I'm hoping we can. I'm looking forward to it. I was laughing my ass off when I found this soundbite, because I was just like, how have I not discovered this before? But yeah, thank you guys so much. 15 members on the day. I have a couple of chats here I have to get to as well. And so yeah, just a reminder, we will be doing a members lounge after today's stream. So for anybody who is a channel member, you'll be able to join us. And we have Perfect Image, member for 7 months. Very much appreciate that. You're saying, hey everyone, when are we going to see your selection of gaming awards? Get ready for characters transfer to GTA Online 2. I was on point with the GTA trailer. Yeah, honestly, I'm probably going to talk about so like when you say my selection for the Game Awards, if you're talking about going over the actual categories and the nominees, I already did that on stream and talked about that. If you're talking about my own personal, like my Game of the Year choices, I'll talk about that probably the night of the Game Awards, because I'm going to be streaming that. Am I making a bingo card? Probably not. Probably not. Because the truth is, I don't care that much about the awards or who's going to win what. I mostly care about just the announcements. So yeah, Perfect Image, you're saying you were on point with the GTA trailer. Yeah, characters transfer from GTA Online to GTA Online 2. Yeah, that I'm really interested in hearing about as well. I don't think we're going to learn about that in the first trailer, though. Actually, when it comes to Lies of P, I've still been playing Lies of P, and I'm getting like sucked into this game. There's always that noob start that I think everybody has. Like, you just feel like a noob when you play any new game, especially a difficult game, and you just got to take, especially a game with a lot of systems in it, you just got to take your time to learn it and get familiar with it. And I feel like now I've put like 15 hours into Lies of P, and I'm really starting to figure it out, and it's just starting to all mesh and gel together. And man, I'm really curious if Lies of P is going to be my Game of the Year. It's that good. It is that good that I'm actually playing this. I'm like, this will 100% be a Game of the Year contender for me, but I got to see it through and complete the game. But just to tell you, actually, and anybody else who's playing Lies of P, I'm at this part of the game where I have encountered a mini boss, and this mini boss is called, it's a clown boss. I forget the name of it. It's like the something clown. And it's when you, I think, first get to the mansion. And holy shit, man, I have been doing pretty good up until this point in Lies of P. And I've been struggling a little bit here and there, but I've yet to hit a wall. I don't know what it is about this mini boss, this clown, but oh man, he is whooping me. And I mean, he's really kind of putting me to the test here. I think I must have died like 15 times to him so far. Yeah, the clown with the gloves. What the hell? Like, it really feels like, yeah, before the Opera House, it really, the Mad Clown, that's what it's called. It really feels like for some reason, they just accidentally like upped the difficulty curve of this specific mini boss, because I'm like, this is I mean, I got so close too many times where he just had a sliver of health left and he still got me. But I'm enjoying it. Like I no matter what challenge I come up against in Lies of P, I have to say that I've not gotten to that point of frustration where I'm like losing my shit. Like the closest I got was with the Mad Clown, but I just took a break and I said, you know what, I'll probably get it first time when I come back. But the pacing of the game, it's balanced. I just want to say this too, and then I'm going to continue talking about GTA. I just want to say that one of the reasons I was kind of very hesitant with Lies of P is I saw so many people, like big content creators, YouTube videos, reviews, saying that this game is ridiculously hard, like ridiculously difficult and hard. And it's just like, good luck, man. And that really kind of turned me off to the game, where I'm like, yo, I'm trying to enjoy the game. I don't want it to feel like it's just complete torture. And so what I'm finding extremely surprising is I'm not saying the game is easy. It's far from easy, but it is not nearly so far. That could change, but I'm 15 hours in. It is not nearly as hard as these people were making it sound in their reviews. You're saying they made it easier? Oh, okay. So you're saying they patched it. That would make a lot of sense, actually. That would make a lot of sense. You're saying basically they listened to the feedback and you're like, okay, maybe we'll rebalance some of this. That's very interesting. It makes me wonder just how difficult the original version of the game is. I guess if you play it offline without downloading any patches, I would be able to figure that out. Compared to Elden Ring, is it harder than that? For me, so far, no. For me, Elden Ring was actually more difficult. But then again, I completed Elden Ring, and I'm thinking mostly of the last quarter of that game and how difficult it got. Right now, I'm thinking about the first 15 hours of Lies of P. So I'll let you know when I finish it. I see I have a super chat from Surge. I'm going to get to that in just a moment. I have to give a massive shout out. A massive shout out to Exley3000, who is going crazy with gifting today, guys. Exley3000 is showing massive support for the channel as well as the community. Let's get some W's in the chat.
Thank you.
Exley, I told you I was going to give you a new one here. So, Exley, you get the first ever Crazy Arnold.
Let's get to the chopper. They want to see. Let's get to the chopper. Let's get to the chopper.
That's for you, Exley. Dude, I came across that and I was like, I absolutely have to get that on the channel. Every time we hit a goal, we get to the chopper. Is that way too loud? Is it? Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry if that's way too loud. Like, what the F was that? You know, I should probably, I should probably lower that. Your dog jumped out of his bed. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I did not mean for that to happen. What is going on with my, All right, so maybe I'll have to save that one for next time when I can lower it. I thought, okay. My bad. I'm sorry if I just scared anybody's pets or scared anybody. My bad. You're saying that scared the F out of you. All right. Saying that was funny. Yeah, dude, I can't believe I never came across that clip from Arnold before, but I was like, absolutely. But Exley, dude, seriously, thank you so much, man. Exley gets us up to 25 members on the day. 25 people can now join the members lounge after the stream. I'm going to update the member goal. I'm going to read these chats, and we're going to continue to talk about GTA. So give me just one moment here to update this goal. I have a couple more. Yeah, I'm basically trying to incorporate some memes or whatever into the streams at certain points, because we've been doing the soundboard and I've been enjoying that, but maybe kind of spice it up a little bit, you know. All right, good stuff. So we already hit one goal. In a little bit, in a little bit, actually, you'll have to remind me. I'll go get Boss, and I'll go get his snacks, okay? I'm going to give it just a little bit longer because he's going to go crazy. Surge343, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. You're saying, heading to the 49ers-Eagles game today in Philly. Have you been to an Eagles game before, and how was it? I'm a Niners fan, but have neutral gear on, LOL. No, I am an Eagles fan, but I've never actually been to a game. But for me, the craziest moment being an Eagles fan was definitely, I think it was Super Bowl 2017 when they were playing against the Patriots, and that was that was a special game. I mean, that was a special season for the Eagles. But anybody who watched that season for the Eagles, for me, that they peaked. Like it'll never get better than that, ever. It'll never get better than that. So after that, I won't lie, I kind of stopped watching football somewhat, and these days I'm really out of touch with it. But I hope you enjoy the game, man. That's actually pretty cool that you're stopping by even as you're heading to the Eagles Niners game. And I appreciate the super chat as well, Serge. I have BB12 here, a member for 7 months, who says, thanks, Exley, for the membership. Guys, I am busy opening and preparing my new PS5 Slim and then installing Spider-Man 2 while listening to old MBG. That's awesome to hear, man. So yeah, BB12 literally asked for a membership earlier, and within, I guess, 10 minutes, he got one. So yeah, thanks to Exley. Again, that is just the generosity of this community. So amazing, man. And I hope you enjoy your PS5 Slim and Spider-Man. But before I get too far away from the original topic, I want to ask you guys, what are your expectations for GTA 6's first trailer? Okay. I mean, I really have to ask this question because we're not going to see anything like this anytime soon, if ever, again. And that is quite the statement when you think about it. There has not been, and I don't know if there ever will be, a game as hyped as GTA 6. Now, some people might think that's hyperbole, but I don't know. I really don't know that it is, because this is, I've said many times in the past that GTA 6, its trailers, when it releases, it's just going to shatter all records. It's going to shatter everything. It's going to be an unstoppable force. And in terms of money, I mean, who knows? I'm not really too worried about that. I just assume it's going to make a lot of money for Take-Two Interactive. But I have to ask what our expectations are, because my read on this situation with the GTA 6 trailer, and especially now based off of these leaks, is that the expectation for this game is as high as it could possibly get. And as we know, when it comes to having high expectations, the higher the expectation, the higher the likelihood that it won't live up to that expectation, that it could disappoint in one way or another. And you really do have to wonder how packed this first trailer is going to be, because first impressions are very important. And we're talking about a game that people have been waiting over a decade for. We're talking about a game that is expected to, I don't know if I should use this word, but I might have to, just because, again, I don't know if there's going to be a game that's going to come along anytime remotely soon. But I feel like GTA 6 is practically expected to revolutionize gaming to some extent. Now, again, that word might be a bit too heavy to use here, like revolutionize, but yes, possibly, depending on the technology. Again, the leak claiming 70% of the buildings will be enterable, something we've just never, I mean, it's hard to even fathom what that would be like. A world that dense, what they're going to do with the AI, with how alive the city's going to be. I mean, these are the expectations, as far as I can tell, that are placed upon GTA 6. And I am just so interested to see this trailer. And okay, Rockstar, like, it's been over 10 years. You know the expectation. Show us what you got. Is it going to be like a 30-second tease? Is it going to be like a minute-long kind of trailer that just shows the landscape, shows the city a little bit? Or is this going to be a full-blown, like, 3-minute in-depth trailer that introduces the city, the characters, the story? What's it going to be? I mean, it's anybody's guess. It's just going to be a logo reveal. It's going to be a logo. No way. No way. I will say that I don't think it's going to be anything like that, because it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to get more people tuning in ever than you are right now. Rockstar has the world in the palm of their hand on December 5th. So I saw somebody, Jake, you're saying time to flex. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is going to be Rockstar's time to finally flex, talk about as much as they can. Not everything. Not everything. To be clear, I'm not expecting everything. But I think they're going to come out and they're going to... And you know, man, you really got to feel a little bit sorry for the Game Awards. You do. You have to feel a little bit sorry for the Game Awards, because it's like, sheesh, man. A lot of people were thinking that GTA was going to show up at the Game Awards, right? That's where we were going to see our first look. And I was thinking to myself, man, it would really benefit the Game Awards if GTA, if it's not going to show up, shows up afterwards, or like a couple days later. That's when they drop the trailer. But the fact that it's happening before it, I don't want to say it's completely stealing the Game Awards thunder. I think people are being a little bit, extra with that line of thinking. I don't think the Game Awards are in any kind of trouble, but you do got to feel a little bit sorry for not so much Jeff Keighley or any of the award winners, but I feel mostly sorry for anybody who's announcing stuff at the Game Awards, because it's like, man, you guys have to follow up the first ever GTA 6 reveal. Good luck. Good luck. And don't get me wrong, there will be a lot of exciting things at the Game Awards. I think there was a rumor that came out that there's going to be like a lot of new IP and exciting stuff, but man, that's tough. That's tough. I won't lie. If it was me in my game, I would probably be like, oh, could have revealed it any other time, but now I chose to reveal it 2 days after GTA 6. Wow, that's something else. Death Stranding 2 will have to follow GTA 6. The way I'm looking at it, though, the way I see it, is I think, you know what? The more the merrier, right? The more announcements and reveals we get at the Game Awards, it's all just going to be the icing on the cake. If the GTA 6 reveal is as good as we all want it to be, it's all icing on the cake. That's how I'm viewing it. I think that's how everybody should view it. Because I'm being a little bit maybe overly cynical with my talk about GTA and, the Game Awards. But let's move on to another aspect of this conversation regarding Grand Theft Auto. So my expectations for GTA are, I have to admit, they're not really that high in the sense of, I don't think anything that I'm expecting to see from GTA 6 and from Rockstar is asking too much. I don't think that I'm putting anything unreasonable on the table. My expectations are beautiful graphics, a dense looking city, an alive looking city. My expectations are the animation work is going to be a relatively significant improvement on what we saw from Red Dead Redemption 2. Because frankly, Red Dead Redemption 2's animation work is superb. So better than that. I don't want to say like drastically better, because I just don't know how much better it can actually get. But I'm also expecting, well, see, when we talk about the story side of GTA 6, like if they're going to introduce the characters in the story, I don't know what I'm expecting there. You know, that to me is the biggest question mark, the biggest unknown, because I know that there are a lot of people that are a little bit nervous that Rockstar's gone soft. You know, they're going to change the DNA of what a Grand Theft Auto game is too much. They're going to get away from the satire. They're going to get away from anything that might be considered offensive. I'm kind of in a place where it's like, you know, I'm not going to assume that. I'm just going to, I'll believe it when I see it type situation. But I am mostly curious to see the tone, I guess, to get the tone. I'm wondering if with this first trailer, I want to know what the tone of the story is going to be. You know, is it something going to be more, is it going to be more akin to like Grand Theft Auto 4? It's like it's a little bit more serious, or is it going to be, you know, silly, kind of over the top, exaggerated? Yeah, fans are saying they hope that GTA 6 doesn't go woke or something like that. I mean, I would be very, very, I think everybody, frankly, would be very surprised if Rockstar came out and was like, we're trying to be politically correct now. You know? Like, in all sense of the word. Like, we're actually going to try to promote things that previously we would laugh at and poke fun at. That would be insane to me, because that would be, I mean, that would be a total 180. I'm not expecting a total 180. I'm expecting a pivot, maybe more like a 90-degree pivot, where it's like, we're not going to lean so much into that as we did previously, which is fine. Because frankly, that's not, like, to me, even though it is part of GTA's DNA, it's whatever. You know, like if you want to take yourself a little bit more seriously, that's fine. But if they do a complete 180 where they're like doing the opposite, that to me would be like, okay, wow, that's interesting. But if there's one thing I am confident in saying, is that regardless of what they do with the story and the tone of GTA 6, it's going to be just fine. Whether we like it, whether we want it to be or not, it's going to be fine. You're saying 90 degrees is still not good. Everyone should be open to mockery. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, if they are going to continue to do what they've always done, then if they want to stick to their roots and kind of, I don't think they're going to, though. Like, I think it's, to be honest, I think it's kind of obvious they're not going to. But if they were, yeah, kind of, if you're going to make fun of people, make fun of everyone. You know, that I think that's something that pretty much everybody can get behind. At least I can, you know, because it makes for some pretty funny moments. It makes, you know, people do like that stuff. And even today, even though it may not seem like it, I'd say now more than ever, it's been made clear that people do like that. It's obviously people don't want to see, you know, somebody come out and just poke fun of one group or something like that. But bring on everybody. And oh my Lord, holy shit. Oliver, buddy, you never know. He's like Santa Claus, dude. He just shows up. Oliver, hold on. I got to play this for Oliver. Where is it? I know I have it. I got to play it for him. What did I make it? Is it? Let me know if it plays. Oliver, this is for you, man, for dropping a $500 super chat. Oh my God. Is it playing? I need to know, because for some reason it always glitches out. Holy shit. This is insanity. It's not playing. God, why? Oliver, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this for you, man. All right, let me try one more here. I'm going to try one more key. Let me know if it works. If that doesn't work, I'll have to play something else for you, Oliver. And I'm going to read your chat, but you gotta give me a moment to just soak it in. Holy crap. It's not playing. No, it's not my PC. My PC's fine. It's this software. It's glitching out a little bit. Okay, well, here's what I can give. I gotta do it, guys. I'm giving you forewarning. Shield your ears. Cover your ears. Take your headphones off. I gotta play it one more time. I have to for Oliver for dropping a $500 super chat. Holy shit. I'm just still in disbelief.
Let's get to the chopper. They want to see. Let's get to the chopper.
We're getting to the chopper. Oliver, bro. When I saw this chat, this super drop by Oliver, I was literally looking at it.
Huh?
And I'm just like, no way.
Huh?
What? I'm just throwing him out there now. God damn, dude. God damn. Oliver, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, man. He says, so here is your Christmas bonus. Thank you for another year of great content. Even the strange outbursts over some void and insignificant things. While there's some wars going on, I know the US is far away, but still. And keep your cool during the Game of the Year awards, even when you're not getting what you want, like PlayStation announcements. You're not a kid anymore. Oliver, I really appreciate that, man. And I want to take a second to appreciate Oliver's just his how blunt he's being, where he's just like, hey, MBG, I love you, man. Here's a massive donation, a little Christmas bonus, but making it clear that, hey, man, what's up? What's going on with some of these outbursts? Basically telling me prepare yourself possibly for some disappointment at the Game Awards. I really appreciate it, though. I'm still in shock. I mean, Oliver, I feel like you've been doing this for a while, bro. You come in at like certain times during the year and you just show absolutely insane support for the channel. So, guys, one more time in the chat for Oliver. I need to see some W's. I just can't believe it. The generosity is quite shocking. It is. So I'm sorry if I destroyed anybody's eardrums with that Arnold. I said I wasn't going to play it again, but I had to do it for Oliver. And I got to give him Crazy Arnold as well. Amazing stuff, dude. Amazing stuff. It always feels so strange though, like when I get a donation like this. Not that it happens that often, but when it does, it always feels so strange to just move on from it, you know? Because it's such a huge deal. Well, Oliver, I'll tell you, man. Yeah, that's actually more than $500. I think it's 500 pounds. I think that converts to $545. That's incredible. And I also want to say the fact that you mentioned it's like you're referring to it as a Christmas bonus. I mean, that's a huge bonus, dude. At least for me on this channel, it is. I get a lot of support from the community here, as you know. This year for the channel has been, even though it may not seem like it on the surface, this has been by far the most successful year for the channel. And that is because of you guys. That is, is it euros? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What did I say? Pounds? Oh, yeah. You guys are right. That's 500 euros. Good shit, dude. Good shit. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. Imagine he wanted to donate 50 instead of 500. No, I doubt it, man. Oliver's a very, very kind individual. He, like I said, he stops by the channel every now and again. Well, I'm sure he watches quite a bit, but he kind of makes his presence known in this way on the channel, which is very nice of him. But I just want to say, and I'll move on and I'll continue the conversation, but I just wanted to say that this year has been by far the most successful for the channel, even though it may not seem like it in some cases on the surface. And that is because of you guys. It is because of the community, of the support, and, you know, just kind of discovering earlier this year that there is another layer to this community that I wasn't aware of previously. And my hope is that going into 2024, we can continue to just grow and see what craziness is going to happen in the gaming industry. So I think it's only going to get better. But one more time before I move on, just because, again, it always feels strange to just move on immediately. Oliver Opfer, absolutely massive support. Massive thank you from me, from the community. And yes, you guys are absolutely some of the most generous individuals I've ever come across. So thank you so much, my friend. Whew, man, it's like a freaking adrenaline rush, I swear, because it just comes out of nowhere. It's like, holy shit. Holy there you go. Shit. Forgot to play that one for Oliver. I forgot to play that. But man. And as I am closing out my thank you to Oliver, Herpy Derps, another legend, drops a 20 bomb. Look at you guys. This is incredible. Seriously. I'm stunned. I'm stunned by the generosity. Herpy Derps drops 20 more membership gifts for this community. He says Merry Christmas as well. Awesome. Dude, that brings us up to 45 members. 45 members. On the cusp of hitting another goal. MBG is going to have an epic Christmas. I hope so, man. So you might be asking yourself, MBG, what movies do you watch? Is there like a yearly Christmas tradition, a yearly movie you watch with your family? I bet you can guess what it is. Something tells me you can guess what it is. And Herpy Derps follows it up with another 5 gifted, hitting another goal today. 50 members. And then Hellbound 1981. Hellbound 1981 follows it up with a 5 bomb. And now, dude, you guys are going nuts. Oliver comes in. He's not done. Oliver says he's not done. He drops 5 more gifts. Holy shit. Seriously. That is insanity. Dude, I got to bring Boss in here. I owe him some treats now because of you guys. Full-blown membership train going after one of the most generous super chat donations I've seen. This community is seriously, it's insane. And Exley 3000 can't stop either. Guys, look at this. Look at this. Is it Jingle All the Way? It's Jingle All the Way. Yes, it is. I'm not even kidding. Every year, me and my family watch Jingle All the Way. How could we not? How could I not watch Jingle All the Way every Christmas? But Exley, dude, thank you. Oliver, Hellbound, Herpy Derps. You guys combined just brought us up to 65 members. 65 members. Absolute beasts. Absolute beasts. Let me update this goal. Show you guys where we're at. The generosity is, I mean, sincerely, it's a sight to behold. Thank you, guys. Get this. Oh, wait, why did that not? Okay. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Having a technical difficulty here. I don't know why my streaming software glitches out like this sometimes when I go live, but we are now sitting at 65 members. Insanity. True insanity. We need to get to the chopper. All right. Dude, I have 2 other ones I haven't used yet, but they are not at all appropriate for like something positive. So I don't want to play them. I don't want to play the Arnold one again because some people are saying it's way too loud, and for some reason it's not letting me while I'm live. It's not letting me adjust the volume of it because I would otherwise lower it so we can continue to use it. That's incredible though, guys. You're saying this community is the best? This community, dude, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best community. I mean, obviously, I'm going to say that. I'm biased, you know. But I mean, in all seriousness, it's like you guys show up pretty much every stream. You support the channel. I don't do sponsorships on the channel. I've talked to you guys about that. I've had many opportunities to do so. But I've always kind of told you guys, you support me directly. This channel, this content is fan funded. And as long as that continues to be the case, and as long as it's not necessary, then there's no reason for it. And, you know, times like this, it's just kind of a reminder, certainly, that we do have a truly amazing community. So to everybody who just gifted a membership, and to Oliver, seriously, I can't thank you guys enough. It means a lot. It does. Let me, give me 1 second. I'm going to go grab Boss. I'm going to go grab his snacks because I owe you guys that. And then we're going to continue our conversation. Come on. Yeah, I know. Relax. It's okay. I know. Do you guys hear him? Hold on. Do you guys hear him? He's actually meowing for the first time. You going to let them hear you for once? I know this is what they've been waiting for. Come on. Did you guys catch that? He meowed really loud for like the first time while he was in here. I don't know if it came through. I've been trying so hard to get him to do that. You're saying he's hungry? Just to be clear, I literally just fed him. Okay, so look at him. Look at him. So, boss, this is from the community. Okay, you can thank them. Let me get a meow. Come on. Come on. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. All right. I'll stop torturing you. I gotta see how many I'm giving you. There you go. A good healthy amount for him there. I feel like I gotta hide these now, guys. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. You're saying he's not a dog. I know, but sometimes he will meow when I do that. I don't know where to put them now. I'll just put him over here. Boss, please don't go nuts, boss. Please don't go nuts. So there you go. He's enjoying himself. Merry Christmas, boss. And we have PlayStation Pete with a $5 super chat. He says there's a patent for Switch 2 and it'll have 2 screens like the DS. You can pull them apart and play co-op. Really? You know, I thought Nintendo was supposed to reveal the next gen Switch this year. Am I wrong? I thought that's what the reports indicated. Yes, Ray, there is catnip in the treats. That's why he gets ultra excited for them. But I really thought that the next generation Switch was supposed to be revealed this year. And it wasn't. Unless it's going to be sometime this month. But yeah, that would be really interesting. The idea that they could possibly have 2 screens. You can pull them apart, play co-op. Yeah, at this point in time, I'm thinking the next Switch is going to be revealed now sometime next year and come out like holiday 2024. You're saying that was the rumor, but you know how Nintendo does what they want at the end of the day. Seemingly, yeah. I mean, you kind of can't blame them because the Switch is still selling pretty well. Okay, boss has just finished his snacks. Depending on how he behaves, I might have to escort him out of the room. We'll see. Unless you guys just like him crashing my streams. Hey, MBG, did you know Amber is the color of your energy? LL. I know that song. Who's that song by? I know that song. I've heard it so many times. Oh man, Herpy Derps. That's brutal. That's brutal, man. 311. Okay. Isn't that like Colin Moriarty's favorite band? I feel like I've heard. Oh, here he comes. I've heard Colin Moriarty talk about 311 all the time. Okay, boss. I don't know if he's on camera or not. I'm assuming his tail's covering. Okay. Well, see what happens, guys? Do you see what happens? I just wanted to have a stream where people take me seriously. Dude, boss, you can't be doing this. He's just sitting in front of me, just like, where are my snacks? Where are my snacks? Like, dude, I can't give you. Look, there's a limit to how many snacks you can have. Listen, I'm sure there are like different types of catnip. Whatever catnip they use in these snacks is straight up crack for cats. It is. This is insane. Like, it's actually a little bit concerning. I keep saying I'm going to buy new snacks, but I don't know. All right. That's my coffee. You can't have my coffee, okay? Crack nip. Basically. But PlayStation Pete, I appreciate that, man. And I see your membership badge. It's at the highest it can be, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. He's now licking my hand. Okay. What were we talking about? Anyway, guys, we're going to continue this conversation. We do still have other topics to discuss. We're still actually going to talk a little bit more about GTA. Devil Shooter, I apologize, man. These timestamps are probably going to be all over the place. But before I continue to talk about GTA and get back on track here, I do want to ask you guys, hit that like button for me. We're almost at 200 likes, which is awesome to see. So I appreciate that. There was something else I wanted to mention about GTA before we move on to any other topics today. The Zombie Fanatic says, what's your favorite GTA game, MBG? Have you played GTA 4, San Andreas? Well, actually, this is a great question. I've played every GTA except the first two and some of the... Like, I know that there were a couple of GTA games made for the PSP. Like, what is it? Chinatown Wars. And I know there was like another one. I think it was set in Liberty City. And I've always wondered about those games. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me that there were multiple GTA titles made for the PlayStation Portable. Did they make any for the Vita? I can't remember. But wow, holy shit! I'm just in like shock with you guys today. Seriously, we have Disco Cobra 2013 who comes in, and he drops a $50 super chat. A $50 super chat. Disco Cobra, dude, big shout out to you, man. Disco Cobra, you show up frequently, man. You frequently show support for the channel. So I appreciate it, man. $50, that's a huge super chat. Disco, I'm going to read yours in just a moment. I want to make sure I answer the Zombie Fanatic. So I played pretty much all of the mainline GTA games except... Boss, dude, come on. Except GTA 1, GTA 2, and Chinatown Wars and Liberty City Stories. Guys, I'm sorry. I know you can't see him on camera right now. He's making my life very difficult. Boss, you're in the way. Look, come down here. But my favorite GTA, that's a tough one, man. Believe it or not, I think my favorite GTA is Vice City. I think it is. I played a ton of San Andreas. I really enjoyed 5. I played 4. I really enjoyed 4. I enjoyed all of them, but Vice City, I'm going to have to say, is my favorite for the simple fact that it was, even though I was probably too young for the game, it was the first game I bought or was able to acquire, I guess you could say, for PlayStation 2. It was the first game I ever played on the PlayStation 2. And I just loved it, man. Like I loved every aspect of Vice City, and I loved the music. It was just an awesome game. But I gotta say though, San Andreas, dude, I don't know. Really quick, I gotta say San Andreas might be my favorite because the radio, there was the rock radio station. I forget what it was called. K Rose, I think. Check this out. At this time, when I was playing San Andreas, I was just discovering Guns N' Roses, the band Guns N' Roses, and I immediately was like, this is my favorite band ever. Guns N' Roses is my favorite band ever. Years later, I found out Axl Rose, the singer of Guns N' Roses, was the DJ in GTA San Andreas for the rock radio station. Dude, my mind was beyond blown when I was like, no fucking way. I can't believe that. Like, that alone is about to make it my favorite. But I have to give a shout out to Jake Skew 27. Jake Skew 27 keeps the membership train going, and he drops a membership gift as well. He brings us up to, wait for it, 66 members on the day. 66. That's where Jake brought us. I see what you did there, Jake. I see what you did. But yeah, I don't know if there are any Guns N' Roses fans here in the chat. But yes, if you go on YouTube and look it up, Axl Rose, Grand Theft Auto, like he did all the voice lines for the DJ. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And the reason why that was so crazy as well is because he's not known to do stuff like that. I don't know how Rockstar made it happen. I don't know if he had like friends at Rockstar or something, but the fact that they were able to convince Axl Rose to be the DJ for the rock radio station in San Andreas, I'll never forget that. But San Andreas as a game was incredible. It was. I played the shit out of GTA San Andreas. So I want to say it's a tie, believe it or not, between Vice City and San Andreas, but I really enjoyed 5 as well. You know, I enjoyed all of them, truthfully. So I'm really curious to see where GTA 6 ends up falling with this lineup of just legendary games. And really quick, Michael, you're saying, I hope Bess Rutten is a character in GTA 6. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. But Disco Cobra, with your generous $50 super chat, my friend, you're saying, what are your predictions for the new GTA trailer? How much better do you think it will look compared to the alpha leaked footage? I'm hoping we get a good look at the open world, some good shots. Hope the online won't do futuristic stuff. So it's a great question, Disco Cobra. And again, thank you for that generous super chat. So how do I think GTA 6 is going to look compared to the alpha footage? Simply put, I think it's going to look night and day difference. Like, I think it's just going to be a night and day difference, because when it comes to polishing the graphical fidelity, as far as my understanding goes, that is something that occurs towards the end of a development cycle. Like, that's really when they start to focus in on that. And so when you consider what we saw, like, a lot of people were very, very unimpressed with a lot of the screenshots and leaked footage of GTA 6 when it came out. But a lot of people didn't understand that you're talking about like a 2019 build of the game, where it's literally years away from launching. So it's going to look bad, like, just flat out. It's going to look bad. Like, you're talking about, you can't even call it like alpha, you know? It's like pre-alpha. All games look bad in that state. Like, all games, it doesn't matter. So when we see GTA 6 for the first time, we're going to see it fully polished, the best it could possibly look. And I think people are going to it wouldn't surprise me if people see GTA 6 when it's revealed and think to themselves, well, those leaks we got must have been fake, because it's going to look so different. Here's a question I have. You talk about, what do we expect it to look like? I think the general expectation is that this game is not going to be announced for PC. It's not going to release on PC right away. It's going to come later on. That's seemingly traditionally how Rockstar does it. The question I have is if that's true, it doesn't release on PC, right? It's not announced for PC. Like that's just coming later on. That means it's going to be shown off on a console. Is it going to be shown off on the PS5 or the Xbox Series X? Because at that point, it's going to have to be one of the two. And to be honest, I don't really care which console it's shown off on. I mean, obviously, since I play on PS5, I would prefer to see it on PS5. But if we see it on the Series X or the PS5, I'm going to be really interested. Like, I hope they let us know that in the trailer or like at the end or something, so we can know like this is like what we're seeing. This isn't like some kind of high-end, like insanely expensive PC that it's running on. This is running on a PS5 or a Series X, because that to me is what I'm going to be looking for. Because if we don't get that confirmation, I'm going to assume we're seeing it running at like just maxed out settings on ridiculously priced PC or something. But as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure Rockstar's always kind of done that, right? Like they did that with, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think Rockstar did that with Red Dead 2, where they were like captured on PS4 Pro or something at the time. So I'm really interested to see that. Really interested to find out if they're going to have a performance mode. See, here's the thing, man. When you talk about, again, this GTA 6 leak, they're saying 70% of the buildings will be enterable, and it's going to be twice the size. I mean, God, it sounds unreasonable almost to expect a 60 FPS performance mode on console. You're saying YouTube's glitching like crazy. Are you guys having any issues? It says it's good on my end. I haven't had any issues. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to... I mean, when we see it, it's going to be 30 frames, no doubt. Just because if there is a performance mode, they're not going to show it off in the performance mode. You guys are saying it's good? Okay. Yeah, and that's another question, too. If a PS5 Pro is coming, yo, how insane would that be? If they're like, yeah, we captured it on a PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro isn't even out yet. Like, that's how the PS5 Pro is announced. Yeah, you know that new GTA 6 trailer? Yeah, we captured that on the PS5 Pro. That would be insane. But that is kind of... that's really interesting to me. I don't know, man. I'm thinking they might just announce it for PC. That's what I'm thinking. I know that you're saying it froze twice. You're saying it completely froze twice. That's really weird. That has to be on YouTube's end, because I'm seeing many people say that the stream's been fine for them. I wonder what causes that. YouTube's been fucking weird the past like month. It's been very strange. I don't know what's going on. You're saying Rockstar hates PC, but it is 2023. I mean, I know that that's not the expectation, where it's like they're not going to release it on PC at first, like at the same time. It's going to come later. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they change their mind this time and they're just like, no, we're just going to launch it on PC day one. Because if they're not, I really do wonder this game will come out alongside the PS5 Pro. So you would think that they would want to show off the PS5 Pro version if they don't have a PC version to show off, because they're going to be able to really up the graphics and the ray tracing or just something, you know? Maybe not, though. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe they're just like, right now we just built this game for the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles, and when we show it off, we're going to show it off in the PS5 or the Series X, and that'll be that. It could just be that simple. All right, I think Boss finally realized that I don't have any more treats here. All right, good. But yeah, when it comes to how it's going to look, I'm expecting it to look incredible. I'm expecting it to look very impressive, and I am, as of right now, I am expecting that when we see GTA 6 for the first time, it is going to be running on a console. I don't know which console, but I think it will be running on a console, and we will see a PC version later. And then you say here that you're hoping we get a good look at the open world and some good shots. Yeah, I think that's a given. Honestly, I don't think you'll have to hope too much for that. I think that's one of the first things they're going to want to show. But you're saying here that you hope the online won't do futuristic stuff. Yeah, I've seen people... It's funny because when I see people kind of complaining about GTA Online, one of the things that is frequently brought up is how there are like these futuristic type of vehicles. There's like this hover bike, I think, or something that they brought to the online that I think a lot of people hate. And I haven't played GTA Online in a long time. I'm very, very, very interested in what Take-Two Interactive does with GTA Online, with GTA 6. I don't think we're going to hear about it on December 5th. I think we're just going to hear about the single player, and we're not going to hear... I don't think we're going to hear anything about the online for GTA until closer to mid 2024, or maybe even the end of 2024. Boss, I thought you were done, bro. You're making my life hard over here, dude. All right. Come on, we got to go now. See, I got to escort Boss out of the room because he's knocking stuff over. He's trying to walk on the keyboard. Give me 1 sec. See, it's a double-edged sword. I want to give him his snacks, but man, I'm not kidding when I tell you, listen, I'm not exaggerating. He legitimately behaves differently since I gave him these snacks. Like, I'm about to contact the company and be like, what is in this? I need to know. I am serious. I'm going to get different snacks though. I am, because it's a bit too much. I like to see him happy and enjoy himself, but he's just getting crazy, man. He's getting crazy. I can't. It's just a matter of time until he starts like ripping, trying to attack my wires and shit, and getting vicious with me because he's like, "Where's my snack? Where is it?" But yeah, I don't think we're gonna hear about GTA Online, like the next iteration of it, until it's very, very close to launch, because they want to market GTA 6, obviously. They want to sell as many copies, but they also want to continue to extract as much revenue from the GTA Online player base as they can. And if they get people too excited right now about the next iteration of GTA Online, knowing it's not coming for probably a year or longer, that could impact in a negative way their GTA Online revenue. So I'm with you though, Disco Cobra. I'm really, really interested to see how they handle the next iteration of GTA Online. I definitely don't want to see like futuristic stuff either. I don't want to see them get too... I mean, I don't mind if they get a little silly with it, but I don't know, man. I haven't played GTA Online in a long time. I haven't. You're saying get Blue Wilderness cat treats? I never heard of that brand. Are they a good brand? I mean, they must be if you're recommending it. So, Disco, really appreciate that super chat, my friend, and thank you for all the support. We also have the Zombie Fanatic. He says, did you play GTA 5/online when it came out on PS3? I did. Yeah, I did play both when they first came out. And you know what's interesting is, like, I remember a long time ago, this was, I think, maybe about a month or two before GTA 5 came out, I had a Game Informer magazine, and in this magazine, there was an interview that was done with Rockstar, and they were talking about GTA Online. And I remember the way that they were talking about GTA Online, it got me super, super excited because I was like, this is incredible. I remember one of the things they talked about was like adding new areas and stuff like that, but also talking that's very early and, you know, they don't know what it's going to potentially turn into. And it's just kind of funny to look back on that and then now seeing, you know, pretty much a decade later, seeing what GTA Online did turn into. And yeah, I love GTA 5 when I first played it. I really did actually enjoy GTA Online for a good while there, but I just I can't tell you what happened with GTA Online to just make me uninterested in it. I did return to it. I'm trying to remember the last time I played it. I mean, actually played it. Maybe like 2018 or something like that, or maybe 2019. I feel like I did play it around that time, and I remember they had like all these mini game modes and stuff, and I did enjoy it, but I don't know. I did do like a couple of the heists as well, and those were actually pretty damn fun. So I think that there's still a ton of potential, I think, for what GTA Online can ultimately be, and I'm really hoping that with GTA 6, the new city, new mechanics, I'm hoping that it kind of lends itself to, I don't know, maybe encouraging the developers to do things a little bit differently this time around with GTA Online 2. But yeah, I do imagine you'll be able to import your character. It would be a hell of a thing if they were like, you have to start over. I would actually really prefer that, but yeah, so that's the thing too. If they're going to allow you to import your characters and stuff, I guess the assumption is you'll be able to import all the things you purchased, all the cars, you know, the vehicles and weapons, and I guess that would mean that like hover bike or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. They could start over. They could kind of strong arm people in that way. What is all over my hat? Looks like there's a bunch of shit on my hat. But they could start over that in that way if they wanted to. I don't know. I don't know if that would be smart or dumb. I mean, they could get away with it. I think the GTA Online player base would be very, very, very upset. I think they would be very upset if they decided to start over with the next iteration of GTA Online. Yeah, that would make the most sense. Perfect Image. You're saying they'll just allow you to transfer your money. That, I think, would be a good in-between, but I still think people would be very, very upset. But I think a lot of players would likely be happy as well, though, too. But see, the problem with this, though, my big problem is if they do decide to start over, it will likely open up this can of worms where they're going to be like, let's say 6 months into GTA Online 2, they're like, and you can buy these items now. We just added them to GTA Online. And it's like, but those were the same items that were in GTA Online. Yeah, but this is GTA Online 2. You get what I'm saying? Like, just basically rebuy it. Basically force people, strong arm people to rebuy shit. I know that sounds bad. It sounds greedy. It is. But I hate to say it, Rockstar, Take-Two can get away with it. It's like, as much as I hate to say this, but there is truth to it, I believe, certainly. Rockstar with GTA 6 can do literally whatever they want and get away with it. I'm not saying that I would support it. I'm just saying that they can do that. That is the level of anticipation for this title. Just because they can, I don't think that means they will. I sure hope it doesn't. But that is, I think, the reality of the situation with an intellectual property like Grand Theft Auto and a decade's worth of anticipation. I think they could do whatever they want, and people would ultimately accept it. Not everybody would accept it, but enough people that I don't think. Yeah, I don't think enough people will be able to fight back against it, I guess. You're saying you heard that all of your stuff will become money in the new GTA Online. Oh, so you're saying basically it'll all get liquidated. It's all going to just turn into money And depending on how much you paid for all that stuff will determine how rich you are. That would actually, I would like to see that, actually. That would be really nice because it's like, it's the fairest way. Yeah, I would rather start from scratch. To me, that's the fairest way to kind of, I don't want to say make everybody start out in the same spot, but I don't know. It would just be kind of a weird feeling if I were to boot up GTA Online 2 and it's like, I don't even know if I have a character. I'm sure I have a character to transfer over, but I have like nothing on my character or hardly anything. And I just see people like with the craziest shit. It would feel like if I went on GTA Online right now, where it's like one of the reasons I don't go online for GTA is because I just know that I'm so left behind, you know? And if they start over with GTA Online 2, it feels like a fresh start, a good opportunity where it's like, okay, maybe I could try this again. Because I know they added so much, like years worth of stuff that I just, you know, I wouldn't be able to catch up. At least it feels that way. yeah, but I get, you know what, that's the idea. It's like people have like billions of dollars if they converted all their stuff into money in GTA Online 2. But I guess the idea is you would only be able to spend so much of it because there's going to be a limited selection of stuff to buy in GTA Online 2. One of the things I really want to know about with this first GTA trailer that we're going to get, I don't think we're going to know about it because it seems too early. I don't think we're going to see like raw gameplay of any kind. I just don't think that's going to happen in this trailer. But I am very interested to see what type of changes and improvements they may have made to the shooting mechanics. I feel like GTA 5 shooting mechanics are... you tell me if this is an unpopular opinion or if you disagree or not. I always kind of felt like the shooting mechanics in GTA 5 were not that great. Like they were good enough, but something about it always felt... And I honestly feel like this is what transferred over to Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, where it's, I don't know if it's the realism of the animations and the weightiness to it, but I always kind of felt like the shooting in, it did feel kind of stiff, and it always was kind of funny to me because GTA 5 came after Max Payne 3, and Max Payne 3 had immaculate, just the best shooting mechanics I've ever experienced in any video game. Third-person shooter, that is. And I feel like GTA 5 was a massive step back, but I feel like it was done purposely because it's like, well, not everybody can be Max Payne. I get that. That's kind of his thing. But yeah, I'm hoping... I don't know what to expect, frankly. Like, I don't know if I am expecting... Let me think about this for just a second. So I think what I would like to see is when I am not firing a weapon, like if I don't have a firearm in GTA 6, I want it to feel realistic. I want it to feel, I don't know if realistic's the right word, but I want it to have that kind of weightiness to it that Red Dead Redemption 2 had, that GTA 5 has. But when I am firing a weapon or I'm carrying a weapon and I'm like engaged in some kind of combat in that way, I would really prefer if they tone that down a little bit to make it feel a little bit more like a third-person shooter. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it might. I mean, it might be too conflicting, if that makes sense. Again, I'm not saying I want it to feel like Max Payne 3. Like when I pick up an assault rifle or a pistol in GTA 6, I want to feel like I'm Max Payne. Not that. I don't want it to feel like unrealistic in that way, but I just want it to feel a little bit more, I don't know, gamey, as crazy as that might sound. Because I am afraid that in their attempt to be so realistic, that I just don't want it to come at the expense of, well, the gunplay doesn't feel as good or as satisfying. Like it can feel, I don't want it to feel clunky. That's what I'm trying to say. That is the long way of me simply trying to say I don't want it to feel clunky. I don't want it to feel stiff. I would like it to feel smooth and just kind of have a lighter sense to it. But we'll see. We'll see. How did you guys feel about the shooting mechanics in Red Dead Redemption 2? Do you know what I really... You know what? I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. At least I think I do. I think the problem I had with Red Dead Redemption 2 and with GTA 5, but I really felt it in Red Dead 2, was I noticed that it's like the game kind of anticipates that you're going to use auto aim. And the game, it feels like it was built or designed, I should say, to utilize auto aim or like really strong aim assist. Because I noticed when you tried to use free aim, something about it really was the kind of, I don't know that stiffness is the right word, but I guess just the physics itself, the physics of the game, the animation work, it really did not lend itself, in my opinion, to make free aim feel good. It just felt kind of like they just didn't mesh. And I think that is my biggest issue with GTA 5's shooting mechanics and Red Dead Redemption 2 shooting mechanics. And I don't know how they would rectify that or solve that. Or maybe they don't view it as a problem. Maybe with the success that GTA 5 has had and Red Dead, they just say this is fine. But yeah, I think that is the biggest thing that has me a little bit nervous, where I want to enjoy the gunplay more in GTA 6 than I did in Red Dead 2 and GTA 5. And I'm hoping I will. If they don't change it, I'll be fine with it, but I will be a little bit disappointed. You're saying GTA 5's gunplay is still better than Red Dead 2? Yeah, I remember I tried playing Red Dead 2 online a little bit. And I would see, I wanted, when I played Red Dead 2 online, I wanted to try to play like the actual game modes that they had. And it just was not fun because it was just auto aim, and like everybody used auto aim, and it felt like it was just reduced. Like there was no skill involved whatsoever. It was just, left trigger, right. It just didn't feel very good. You're saying GTA 5 shooting mechanics are not that bad. I can still handle it. It's not like Killzone 1, if you can remember. Well, yeah, we're going way back there. Yeah, I'm just very interested to see, honestly, like what improvements and changes they made, because I have to imagine the feel of GTA 6, like the feel of controlling a character in GTA 6 is going to be totally fresh. Like this doesn't feel like Red Dead. This doesn't feel like GTA 5. Like this feels like something totally new in a good way, where it's like it's new. Like everything about this feels different, feels better, feels more advanced, feels more natural. Feels funner, hopefully. Saying you've never played a GTA game in your life. Would the 6th be a good place to start? That's interesting to me. I don't think you would need to have had any prior experience with any other GTA game. No, I think you would be fine to start with 6. It's going to be new characters, a new story. It's not a new city. It's Vice City. Apparently, that's where we're going back to. It'll be new to you if you never played GTA Vice City, but I'll tell you what, like if you were to go play if I told you to go play GTA Vice City now, actually, you should do that. It would be funny. You should do that. You should just go play Vice City for a little bit. And you might not like it. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gone back and played Vice City. I don't know how well it does or does not hold up, even with the definitive edition. But it would be really funny if you went to go play Vice City and then you see the first trailer for GTA 6, and then you'll see the I mean, you don't have to play it. You could just go watch some videos of Vice City, just go watch some videos and then prepare for that trailer. But no, I think it'll be fine to just start out with GTA 6. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't think it's not a requirement to go back and play the other GTA games. Definitely not. But yeah, I wanted to take a good chunk of time here to talk to you guys about Grand Theft Auto 6 because I'm going to wrap this specific topic up. We do have a couple of other topics to go over and discuss that are more, I mean, this is directly related to PlayStation. Oh, and something else I wanted to mention here too, because I've been getting asked this quite a bit. I've been asked a lot. Do I think Sony's going to have the marketing rights to GTA 6? I have no idea. I mean, I want to say there's a pretty decent chance they will, simply for the fact that Sony has tried to have a decent partnership with Rockstar. We saw it with Red Dead. I think it was there for GTA 5, the PS4 version. So maybe, but I have to imagine the marketing rights are probably pretty expensive. Maybe Sony would find it worth it. I mean, the thing about marketing rights, because I've also seen people asking, like, why does it matter? Well, first off, like, that, to me personally, it doesn't matter at all. Like, I'm playing GTA 5 on my PS5. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to buy it on PS5. That's where I play. But when it comes to the marketing rights, I think it matters to, it can matter to the player to a certain extent if there are, like, more specific deals in play. For example, something we saw with Red Dead Redemption 2 was Sony had, like, some exclusive, I think, items that released for the PlayStation version. And we've seen that kind of stuff in the past. So it's like, if Sony or Microsoft has the marketing rights to GTA 6, it could carry over to GTA Online 2, depending. It might not. I will say this. I do think that either Sony or Microsoft is going to have the marketing rights to GTA 6, because I've seen people saying that Rockstar doesn't need to do that. They don't need their help. It's not about, you're right, Rockstar doesn't need their help, but they'll take their money. It's free money for Rockstar. And it's not necessarily, in a way, Sony and Microsoft do need GTA 6's help, because GTA 6, if it doesn't launch on PC and that's coming later, I mean, it's going to be one of the craziest console sellers for both Xbox and PlayStation. So even though Microsoft doesn't normally do stuff like this that much anymore, like, they're not really that aggressive with it, I'm just saying, man, I could see a reality where Microsoft absolutely secured the marketing rights to GTA as a way to, like, look, we really need to help out the Xbox Series consoles. And if we get the marketing rights, we can make bundles. You'll see the Xbox logo on all the trailers. So to say it doesn't matter is disingenuous. To say it doesn't matter to you, yeah, probably not. But to the more casual gamer, they're going to see these GTA trailers. And these GTA trailers are going to be wide-reaching, man. I mean, everybody's going to see them. And it absolutely matters, likely to a lot of them, which logo they end up seeing. If they see that Xbox logo, if they see that PlayStation logo, just for the simple fact that some people might, you would be surprised, man. These marketing deals, they can trick people better than you think. The amount of people that thought Hogwarts Legacy was a PlayStation exclusive and it was only available on PlayStation because the Sony logo and the PlayStation logo, it was just so aggressively put in front of your face with every trailer. The more casual gamer, there is every chance they might not be fully aware that, oh, well, it is available on Xbox too. So I don't know. We'll see who has the marketing rights. The only thing I'm interested in when it comes to the marketing rights is if there's going to be some type of, like, bonuses attached to it, because that is going to be a big deal for, I think, some people. Like, if there are bonuses to GTA Online for Xbox or PlayStation because of that marketing deal, that's going to matter to people. And can somebody tell me, is GTA Online crossplay? It's crossplay, right? So, it could be if there is crossplay, which there isn't. Really? Wow, really? I didn't know that. Wow. That's very surprising. Crossplay is so common now. I really would have thought that it had crossplay. Okay. That's interesting. I had no idea. So, yeah. Whoever has the marketing rights, it'll help their console sales a lot, probably. There'll be a bundle, I would assume. It'd be a smart thing to do. But, yeah, we'll find out. Saying Sony doesn't like crossplay. Yeah, no, they definitely don't. Sony, Sony did crossplay because they had to. Which is fine. Like, I'm not against crossplay. My only thing is, in games that have crossplay, please give me the option to opt out of playing with PC players or turn it off, you know? That's my only thing, like shooters and stuff. The thing I'm wondering about GTA and marketing rights, and this is really the only thing that I'm kind of curious about, is if there is going to be like a PS5 Pro GTA 5 bundle. That's been something that people have been speculating for a while, and that would be really, really interesting. Because, I mean, look, man, if it's true that Microsoft isn't going to do a mid-gen refresh console, like a more powerful one, but the Sony is going to go through with the PS5 Pro, listen, man, if Sony can produce with Rockstar a pro bundle with GTA 6, that's going to sell a lot of pros. That's going to sell a lot of PS5 Pros. That'd be very good for that console, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? I just want to see the game, dude. Like more than anything, I just want. I'm with. I'm with the people who are like, look, is this really gonna be it? Like that, I can't get away from that question with GTA 6, man. I can't. Because there is a part of me that doesn't feel that hyped for GTA 6. And you know why? Not because I don't expect it to be good, but because it's just like, yeah, it's going to be one of the best games ever created ever. And in some cases, you know what I mean? Like it's going to, there isn't going to be anything like it. So it's like, it's like this kind of weird feeling of just, I don't even want, I mean, I guess you could say the calm before the storm, but it's like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like no matter what happens, GTA 6 is going to be an exciting game that they would have to do something quite dramatic, in my opinion, to hurt the excitement or the hype of the game. How many trailers until we get a release date, do you think? Okay, that's a good question. All right, I'll put this prediction out there. I predict we're going to get the release. Well, just let me ask, when you say date, do you mean like the specific date or do you mean like a window? I think there's going to be quite a few trailers, to be clear. A specific date. Okay. I think we'll get a specific release date on trailer. I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say trailer 3. And I could see trailer 3 coming by like June. Around that time. I was going to say that I do think we're going to get a release window with the first trailer. Yeah, and I think it's going to be fall 2024. And I think they're going to hold off on the actual date until they know for sure if it's going to get delayed or not. I don't think they'll give us the date right now. At Summer Game Fest? No, at this point I think it's pretty clear that Rockstar is going to do it on their own terms. I don't think Rockstar is going to bring GTA 6 to any events ever. I think they're just going to do their own thing. And, you know, it makes sense why they would do that. But yeah, I just wanted to have this conversation with you guys about GTA. I do want to remind you, I am going to be streaming the trailer, like my live reaction to it. We'll react to it together if you want to come tune in with me and hang out and we'll talk about it. You know, the thing is, when I do put that stream up, it's going to be going up a lot earlier than normal because for me, the trailer's dropping at 9 a.m. So I'll probably have my stream up like at 8:30 or something like that. But yeah, I really want to check this out. And man, I'm just saying, it would really suck if like I set up a stream and not just me, but everybody else. Everybody sets up a stream to react to it. It's like it's literally just a logo. That would be so underwhelming, man. I actually walk away disappointed. It's at 6 a.m. for you? Yeah, that's early. But just to do a very quick recap, because I know that there are people here watching who missed it. Apparently 6 seconds of off-camera gameplay of GTA 6 leaked. It was verified. It leaked from the head of Rockstar's development, not his son, but his son's friend was the person who actually leaked it. We also learned that the map of GTA 6 is twice the size of GTA 5's Los Santos. There are 3 major cities, 4 sub-cities, and a large lake around the middle. And that 70% of the buildings will be enterable. So, yeah, quite a bit of information leaking. Where can we see the leak? If you look it up on Twitter or YouTube, I'm sure it's floating around. I absolutely cannot show it. It's been getting taken down. That's how you know it's real. It's been getting taken down and copyright strike. So I'm not gonna even attempt. Not even gonna attempt. All right, so that is going to bring the first topic to a close, but we have to move on to the second topic, which is not a great one, but necessary to go over. I have a report here from Push Square, and it says, in a move that will rightfully have people questioning the advent of an all-digital future, Sony has confirmed that hundreds of Discovery TV shows will soon be completely removed from PlayStation platforms, even if you purchase them through the PlayStation Store. As of December 31st, 2023, due to our content licensing arrangements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and that content will be removed from your video library. This is what the sudden announcement reads. The same page includes a full list of all the Discovery shows that are being wiped, and it's a long one. And yes, if you look at this list, it's like, I don't know, it seems like well over 100 shows. It says it's unclear exactly why Sony's previous agreement with Discovery has been axed, although it's worth noting that the network merged with Warner Brothers last year. It's possible that a new deal will be struck down the line, but as of right now, PlayStation users are about to lose access to a trove of digital media that they have already paid for. This certainly isn't the first time that stuff has been removed from the PlayStation Store and people's purchase libraries, and you can bet it won't be the last. But this latest announcement is already sparking plenty of renewed debate over digital ownership rights, the necessity of things like physical media, and the underlying morals of piracy. And so, yes, this is something that, look, I don't know how many people are affected by this, but this is essentially the equivalent of if you bought a Blu-ray, right? Like of a TV show. This is the equivalent of like Sony knocking on your door, coming in and saying, we got to take this back now. And we're going to leave. Bye. That's what this is. And I understand the EULA, right? It's you sign the light, you know, we agreed to this, right? That's what protects Sony, and it's not just Sony. I want to make this clear. This is not just Sony. This is across all of these companies. Okay? You sign the EULA, you sign the agreement. Somewhere on page like 50 or something, it says that they can do this. Right? Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it right. Because what are you supposed to do? Not sign it and say, I guess I just won't partake in anything PlayStation does? Because that's same thing with Microsoft and Nintendo. It's just, across the board, man. This is how they twist your arm, and it's shitty. And this is where I will get a little bit ranty, because it's like, look, I don't want to make it seem like at the end of the day, this is the, like, oh man, I lost access to this one random show I bought that I paid $20 for. My life is over. No, it's about the principle of the matter, where you go to a digital storefront, you make a purchase. You're not renting, you're purchasing. You are buying it to own it. And then it's just because, oh, well, yeah, licensing, it's just gone. It's bullshit, man. Like, there has to be different laws for this. Somebody said to me, like, we need to push for better laws for digital rights content, for people who are in these situations. I agree. But this is also another reason why I feel like we need to push back as best we can against the all digital future for gaming, because this is the type of shit that will happen for reasons. It's like people will sit back and say, oh, well, what are the chances? It doesn't matter. If it can happen, it likely will at some point. It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating because it's like, even if you read that, I know it's probably not Sony's fault necessarily, because it's like, if WB said, yeah, the licensing agreement expired, get that shit off now. Sony can't, like, legally, I guess, can't do anything. Like, they have no choice. But that's the thing, is like, that's something Sony knew was a possibility when they agreed to even sell this on their storefront to begin with. So it's like, I know people are like, oh, don't blame Sony, blame WB, blame Discovery. Like, I will blame them, of course, but I am going to blame Sony too, because it's like, if this is a possibility, if this can possibly happen, well, I don't know. When I say that, though, people might say, well, what about third-party games? And I understand that Sony's control is maybe limited here, but it's like, if it's true that this stuff is supposed to be so rare, right? Don't worry about it. This stuff hardly ever happens. Then a company morally, right, to do the ethical thing, they should make it so that when you sign the EULA, you're entitled to a fucking refund. Straight up. Like, that's, like, to me, that's the only actual reasonable solution here. Where it's like, if you are allowed to do this because you're not in control of what WB or Discovery does with their content. You're licensing their content, and I'm licensing it through you. So we're both screwed if they want to do something like that. Well, guess what, Sony? You're the billion-dollar corporation, not me. And you want me to have confidence in your storefront and feel like I don't have to worry about this shit, and that's the thing. I bet you that's exactly what Sony and these other companies would say. They would say, this stuff hardly ever happens. You don't have to worry about it. It's like, okay, well, if that's true, then you should have no problem refunding it in those rare instances. Because you're going to keep people's confidence in when shit like this happens. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I just can't. It's just hard to believe that this is allowed to happen. Where it's like, please spend your money on our storefront and buy things. But when you buy it, you're not owning it. You don't own it. We could take it away at any moment in time. For whatever reason, we decide. You kidding me? So somebody said, and I came across this a couple times, and I love it because it's the first time I heard it. They said, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Can't argue with that. I cannot argue with that logic. If buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Makes sense. So I wonder if Sony realizes, and if WB and Discovery, if they realize that when they do stuff like this, they're just encouraging people. Because here's the craziest part about this to me. And this is the true, I would say, just sore spot. It's the people who are being affected by this are people who did the right thing. They didn't go out there and say, I'm going to pirate my shows, right? They didn't say, I don't want to give them my money. No, they did the right thing. They said, oh, well, I like this show and I'm on this storefront. I'm on my PlayStation store, and they want to charge me X amount of money. You know, considering these are like seasons of shows, they're probably not that cheap, right? And I want to buy it. And I'm, fair. It's fair, right? Doing the right thing. And the people who did this, they're getting punished now for doing the right thing. Like, they're actually being made to feel, wow, I should have just pirated it from the start. I would have saved money and not had my shit taken away. And that's where I think that these companies, they just don't seem to understand that when shit like this happens, regardless of the reason, you are losing consumer confidence. You are making the people who are actually trying to do the ethical thing feel bad for doing so, or feel dumb, and they're gonna eventually stop. They're gonna stop. Yes, and I agree. This is why physical media is king. And this is why we also have to push back against this notion of like getting, and not many games do this, I think, on PlayStation, not many at all, or Nintendo, but this notion of, oh yeah, buy a physical copy of our game, even though nothing's actually on the disc. It's just a glorified voucher code. We need to push back against that as well. And this is why we do have to support physical media, because this is why I've always said you got to be very worried and fearful. Truth, and this is not fear mongering. It's just true. This is proof of that. You cannot give complete control to these corporations, because this is what they will do. It's not just Sony. I want to make that clear. It's not just Sony. It is all of these companies. Like, they truly want you to own nothing and be happy with it. They do. And you can see why that is. It's because that means they're in complete control. They have the power. You have none. This is why they want physical media dead as well. They want physical media dead because why would they want you to have more power, more control, more ownership? Ownership? What's that? It's annoying, man. It's actually really starting to get annoying. Where it's like, I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong with people wanting to buy their stuff digitally. I cannot blame you in this day and age, but I just don't think that, like, right now, as far as I can tell, it doesn't seem like there's any major changes on the horizon when it comes to new laws or something regarding intellectual property and content owner and digital content rights and stuff. Like, I'm not seeing anything on the horizon. Not that I can tell right now. If there is something, please make me aware of it. But this is why I just try to tell people, listen, if digital isn't your only option, then consider physical. Seriously, consider supporting physical, because you just don't know. You just don't know. You don't have control. When you buy digitally, you are giving total control to these companies, to the developer, to the publisher, to the platform holder, and you are giving yourself nothing. You are giving yourself nothing. You are revoking your power. Any power you could have had, you're giving it up and saying, there you go. It's all yours. Digital supporters have gone full dark side. Sometimes it feels like that, bro. I'm not going to lie. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not trying to make a huge deal about it because I am making a big deal about it, but I guess what I'm saying is I understand how somebody might say like, dude, come on, it's just a couple fucking TV shows. Who cares? Well, you know what? You're right. Like maybe there's not that many people. Maybe that's why Sony was like, we'll just rip the Band-Aid off and move on. Because maybe realistically not that many people bought many of these shows at all. But if that's your way of thinking, you're losing the forest for the trees here. In that this is indicative of a much wider problem that does exist and these things will happen. It's, it's all fun and games, or it just doesn't matter at all until it's something you care about. Until it's, oh, wait, I actually did buy that. You're saying what old games that you own have you played recently and how long ago did you play it? That's not the point. That's not the point. I understand what you're saying, and that's why I'm trying to say, don't fucking light shit on fire here and lose your mind. Like, I mean, again, maybe I'm being a bit over-exaggerated. Maybe I'm being a bit animated here because I'm, I had a whole cup of coffee here. I get what you're saying, but that's not the point, man. Like, it doesn't make it right. That's the point. This is not right. This is not ethical. That is the point. So saying, well, how does it affect you really? That doesn't fucking matter. And I know you hear me, and I don't know. I'm just getting really into this because it's like, I just feel like we see that happen all the time. Like, not just in gaming, not just with this conversation where it's like, it doesn't actually affect me, so it doesn't matter. It's like, I get that, but if you're presented with it and you can see it for what it clearly is, like you shouldn't ignore it, or at the very least, like, call it what it is. And in this case, this is just flat out wrong. And anytime this happens, it's flat out wrong, because this is the equivalent of if you purchased a like Blu-ray from Sony and you put it on your collection, you put it with your collection, and then one day they just walked in and they just took it and they're like, okay, we're taking it back now. You're saying to your point, MBG, Baldur's Gate 3 PC physical edition does not have the game on disc, only downloader app from Steam. Yeah, see, that sucks. Like what? Like I don't understand. Like, you're producing a fucking disc. Why wouldn't you just put it on the disc? If you're already producing the disc, just put it on there. Like, they fucking made 3 discs for the Xbox version, for God's sake, I don't know. You're saying if you buy anything from Sony or WB, you support this? I'll tell you what, man. As a PlayStation player and owner, and somebody who has a lot of money and time invested in this ecosystem, I can tell you right now, I will never, ever be buying any movies, any TV shows, anything like that. I can't promise games just because in the rare instance with Alan Wake 2, it's like, you're fucking twisting my arm. All right? You're giving me literally no choice here. Fuck you. Fine, but I want to play it. So I can't make this promise with all digital games, but I will never buy anything from the PlayStation Store, movie-wise, show-wise. Just not happening. After witnessing this, no way. In fact, I'm at a point, I am reaching that point where it's like, if it's, and I know it does seem extreme, and I would have to see if I could actually commit to this, but I am at that point where it's like, if there is not a physical option where it's at, like, and it's on the disc, like I actually own it physically. If that doesn't exist, I'm just not going to support it, because this idea of just digital only is bullshit. It is. It's a scam until the law, or unless the laws change, where stuff like this can't happen. Like if Sony, the law should be, if Sony entered into this agreement with WB and Discovery and this ever happened, where it's like you guys, the licensing expires, then it is then one of these parties has to be responsible to refund people. Like legally. That should be this. It's a simple solution. And it's one that would complicate these deals, but I don't care about that side of it. I don't care about, we got to make the best deal possible. No, I'm worried about, in this case, the consumer, where it's like, maybe don't fuck us. Is that a possibility? Especially the people who are trying to do the right thing and not pirate shit. They're creating pirates. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Well, got a little bit ranty, but I think for a good reason. I know it's not the most exciting, and I got a couple chats here I'm going to read, but I just had to talk about this because it was pretty annoying to see this because it's just like, come on. And you could replace Sony with Microsoft, Nintendo, Google, Amazon. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's no matter who's doing stuff like this, whether it was their choice or not to remove the content, doesn't matter to me because it's like, that's not shit we should have to be talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to sit here and defend Sony because, well, Sony didn't decide to. No, you know what? Sony did decide to put this content on their storefront. They did decide that. So, they could have said no because what if you want to take it away? What do we tell our customers? Great question. What are you going to, what, you know what bothers me about this too is that, dude, Sony is just fucking cold, bro. I get it, man. I get it's business, but holy shit, they are just straight up, you're going to lose your content. You can't watch, it's being removed from your library if you bought it. And they actually say on the post, thank you for your continued support. Like, like what? Are you, what? Like, it's just assumed we're going to, like, they could have at least edited it with, and please continue to support us. Long story short, guys, Sony, oh no, anyway. I mean, pretty much. Listen, long story short, if you have the option to purchase things physically, I just highly encourage, consider it. Even if you're the most digital diehard, just think about it. Just think, maybe it would be a good thing. That's all. Don't, I've always said this and I will continue to say it, even if you're somebody who prefers to buy digital, just on occasion, consider buying a couple of things, a couple of games maybe physically here and there. You want to have a digital collection? That's fine, but try to show some support to physical media because believe me when I tell you this is exactly what these companies are banking on. They are banking on the new generation not giving a single shit about I don't want to say physical media because it's not that. These companies are absolutely banking on the new generation not giving a shit about ownership. And that to me is a little bit disturbing because it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe that's my disconnect with the younger generation now. Where it's like, I'm not saying I thought about this shit when I was younger, but when I think about the idea of ownership, it would just be like, if I put it in like simpler terms, a company walks up to me and they say, "You like this product?" "Yeah, I like it." "Yeah. Well, why don't you buy it?" "Okay, how much?" $70. "Okay, yeah, that looks worth $70. Just by the way, before you buy though, can you sign this?" It's like, "Sure. Is there anything important here I should know about? Like, what am I signing?" "Yeah, we just want you to know that if at any time in the future we decide we want to take that from you, we can. So you're saying I'm signing away my right to ownership?" "Yes, you are." "Okay. Yeah, sure. Sounds good." You know what I mean? It's just like, that's basically what's happening. And unfortunately, That that last part there where it's just like, yeah, sure, go ahead. That's what today's generation is telling all of these companies. It's what we're telling Netflix. It's what we're telling Spotify. It's what we're telling, Game Pass. I'm not saying these things are inherently bad. They're not. But it's the fact that more and more and more people are just saying every day that, like, you know what? We don't want to own anything. Ownership is not important to us. That is concerning because I think what people don't realize, and they're going to eventually if this continues, what people don't realize is that things that sound ridiculous right now, like, oh, that sounds like if I were to say a dystopian future like 20 years from now is physical media is completely wiped out, practically. Like there's no physical media anymore. It's just sub-services, and we've given complete control to all these companies. And what this means is that shit just gets deleted when they decide. So like if you don't watch this movie or this show in this time frame, it's going away forever. In fact, companies, maybe I'm too cynical here, but I think I could even see companies leveraging that as a marketing ploy. Watch it before it's gone. Subscribe before it's gone. That's exactly what buy this fucking game before it's gone. They will absolutely do that shit because it will work. It will fucking work because you have no choice. Your choice is gone. And that is where we are headed. 100%. I fucking promise you, we are headed there. When you look at live service games like Fortnite, right? You're saying, so where are MBG Blu-rays? They're actually in my basement. To be honest, I've given up on my Blu-ray collection for a long time just because I stopped watching movies and stuff for a long time. But recently, I was actually thinking about getting back into it. Like, I wanted to, so on Dead by Daylight, the new Chucky, Chucky came as a killer, and my wife loves Chucky, and she wanted to like watch the movies, and we wanted to do like a movie marathon. And it's like a fucking total nightmare, dude. I'm like looking around. I'm like, okay, so this one's over here and that one's over there. I got to pay for that. And I'm just like, if I want to pay to rent all these movies, it's going to tally up to like fucking $25 or something like that. And I just went on Amazon and they have the entire collection for like $30. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to fucking buy that. Because not only is it just going to basically be the same price when it's all said and done, but I'm going to own that. And if I ever in the future want to watch these movies ever again, I don't just have one or two of them there. I have the whole thing. It's like insane to me that it's like, that is such a better fucking deal right there in front of everybody's face. But because of convenience, right? Like, oh, well, but I want it now. And $4 isn't that much. So there I go. And then I'll and you know what's crazy too is like when you go to rent it, they tell you like if you start it, you have like 48 hours to finish it. So if you like forget about it or something in that 48 hours, like boom, you didn't even get to finish watching the fucking movie. But anyway, I look at Fortnite, right? And I saw like with Fortnite, they did like the OG map. And see, this concept to me is insane where it's like, there was no way, like that is something that was created and existed and people played for a long time and then it was just removed. It was just gone. And it was leveraged. Hey, we're bringing it back. Come on in. Which is, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but then I saw recently that it was such a success, they were still removed it. But they said it's going to come back. And what I just described, like these kind of like, we're going to just delete content when it's convenient for us and bring it back when it's convenient for us, when we can leverage it. Yeah, it's like, holy shit. It's happening in live service games. And maybe in live service games, it kind of makes sense to a certain extent. But that exact mentality is going to begin to extend to full single player games eventually if this is allowed to happen. It will. It will, man. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's a matter of when. That is if all the other options are removed. So Anyway, that ends my, I guess, tangent there. Just a topic I wanted to. Talking of live service, have you seen Reddit? Did I miss something? I've not gone on Reddit in a little. You know what? I'm not surprised. I gotta say, so I just went on Reddit 1 hour ago. State of Decay 3 likely to be a live service game. Job listing. The senior product owner job listing by Undead Labs list the following under their preferred qualifications: experience with online multiplayer, game live service, and operations. I mean, I have no problem with this, truthfully. It's just so funny, though, because it's like, well, of all the games, I wasn't expecting to be really, I thought it had to do with a Sony game, but State of Decay 3 should be a live service game. I'm going to be real right now. The original vision, as far as I'm aware, for State of Decay is a massive MMORPG within the State of Decay universe with those mechanics. And if they can truly bring that, but like a AAA MMORPG, and it never really quite got there. But if they can do that, it would make a lot of sense for that game to be live service. I'm to be frank, guys, I'm getting very worried about the future of live service itself, because shit's getting spooky out here, man. It is. Like I'm I'll save this conversation for another time, but it's just getting crazy. It's getting crazy, and I'm very skeptical about. I do think live service is the future. I think that's pretty much solidified at this point, but I am very nervous still, because it's like knowing that it's here to stay. I don't know where it's going to lead, man. And some of the things I'm seeing out there are making me kind of like, I don't know, man. You're saying live service is not the future because single player games will always sell. Well, when I say the future, I don't mean like single player is going to go away and live service is going to take over. No, single player games will always stay. No matter what. I just mean live service is not a fad or a trend. Like, it's actually solidified as a pillar of gaming going forward, just like single player is. And I don't think it's never going to go away. I do just worry about like knowing that. I don't know. Maybe it's better this way though. You know, maybe this is what needed to happen, because it's like, yo, why are we seeing microtransactions in single player games? Maybe having these live service games is what stops devs from doing dumb shit like that. And just when they make a single player game, just keep it single player. Like, why are you putting microtransactions in here? Anyway, guys, I apologize. I went on such a long tangent. I have a couple of chats here that I didn't get to. I have AJ, a member for 3 months. Sorry taking so long to get to it. You're saying, I agree with you that Lords of the Fallen is pretty mid after putting 30 plus hours in. Going to start Lies of P soon. What's your favorite Souls game and why? Well, yes, Lords of the Fallen, it was mid, man. It had a lot of great ideas, and I really appreciated the art style and some gameplay elements, but overall, it's like I expected a lot better, frankly, especially for a $70 game. I will tell you, AJ, you have to come back and let me know what you think about Lies of P, because for me, Lies of P, I feel the complete opposite of how I felt about Lords of the Fallen. I bet on the wrong horse, man. It's not that I was ever not going to play Lies of P. It's just I decided to go with Lords of the Fallen. I don't even remember why I went with it first, but Lies of P is the opposite, in my opinion. Lies of P is the opposite of mid. It is excellent. I don't want to, because who knows? I might hit a wall in that game where I fucking end up putting my fist through a wall. But what I've played of Lies of P so far is just a team with a vision, with talent. Of course, with they had a lot of inspiration. You know, the highest compliment I can give Lies of P is that if you had told me From Software made this game, I would have not questioned that. I would have said absolutely they did. That is the highest compliment I feel like I could give a Souls-like, and that is exactly what Lies of P is. It is incredible. And also want to give a shout out, dude. The way that they handle weapons in Lies of P has to be, I think, in some ways, it's even better than the Souls games and even Elden Ring with the handles and the different weapon configurations. It's so good, and I hope you enjoy it, AJ. It's great. It's really, really good. Let me see. I have Planet Schlorpian here. You're saying Rockstar will hopefully release a PE with goodies. A PE, a physical. Okay, physical edition. Took a second. Yes. So yeah, I saw quite a few people saying already that they're going to buy the most expensive version of GTA 6, regardless of what it is or what it comes with. Oh yeah, AJ, I'm sorry, man. Really quick, you're saying what's my favorite Souls game and why? Fuck, that's a tough one, man. So Dark Souls 3, I want to get this out of the way now. Dark Souls 3 is incredible. It's not my favorite. It's amazing. Dark Souls 3 is a 10 out of 10 S game to me. So that should make it clear to you my thoughts on Dark Souls 1. I know this sounds... Dude, I was thinking about Dark Souls 2 the other day. I'm not saying Dark Souls 2 is my favorite, but holy shit, I think Dark Souls 2 got a... It just didn't get a fair shake, man. Like, I don't know if it's like nostalgia speaking or what, but there were certain aspects of Dark Souls 2 that I thought were like way overlooked. But I think ultimately I have to give it to Dark Souls 1 just because the first time experiencing Dark Souls, and I had never played anything even remotely like Dark Souls when I played it. And, you know, you see all the, if you were to YouTube like Dark Souls video essay right now, you'd see hundreds pop up. And a common theme that a lot of these people bring up is how like it was like life changing, you know, like it changed my life. And it sounds ridiculous on the surface, but games like this are life changing when you experience them for the first time, because truthfully, like Dark Souls is just, it's hard to just simply put into words like what it does. But once you figure it out, once things begin to click, once you experience the cadence of the game and the highs and lows that it wants you to feel, and you see it through, it really, I mean, I have to give it to Dark Souls 1. I mean, you talk about like Bloodborne, people bring up like Elden Ring. It's like, I love these games, but, and you know, people even bring up Demon Souls. Well, it's like Demon Souls was the first, and it's interesting because I played Demon Souls Remake, and it's so funny playing Demon Souls after experiencing the Dark Souls games. You see how it's like, wow, this was the prequel essentially to Dark Souls. You know, this was the concept, and the execution was really, really well done. I mean, the execution on Demon Souls was phenomenal, but you can tell with Dark Souls 1, it had the same layout as, or template, I guess you could say, as Demon Souls, but there was just a whole nother layer of ideas that you could tell they just couldn't fit into Demon Souls, but they were there, and they were like, we can fit this in Dark Souls, and it elevated the entire experience. So I'm sorry, Planet Schlorpian. Yeah, I know. You got me talking about Dark Souls. You know, I could go on for hours about the Souls games, but yes, that's why I was just saying that. Me saying Lies of P, if you told me that this was made by From Software, I'd say, yeah, it seems like it was. Very high compliment. Demon Souls is so low key janky. It is a bit janky, yeah. I mean, Demon Souls is, Dark Souls 1 is, Dark Souls 2. They have some jank, but I kind of like it. I don't know. There's something about it. Kind of gives it, I don't know, some soul. Pun intended. Planet Schlorpian, yeah, you're saying you hope Rockstar releases a physical edition of GTA 6. Yeah, I think they definitely will. It would be insane. See, it's so funny because I just had this long conversation. Oh, you're saying no, you were replying to somebody called Jakey. My bad. I read that as jank. But you got to admit, though, like the first couple Souls games are kind of janky, right? It's kind of funny to think that we just had this long conversation about physical media and ownership and watch GTA 6 be digital only. Watch GTA 6 be digital only. And at that point, it's like, it's over, guys. It's fucking over at that point. But yeah, I'll be really curious to see if they have like a collector's edition or anything like that. See what it entails. But I appreciate the super chat, Planet Schlorpian. We also have AJ here. You're saying, would you attend the Game Awards at 3:30 a.m.? It sucks. You know, man, no, I wouldn't. That's brutal, bro. Yeah. For me, if the Game Awards were actually happening at 3:30 in the morning, I'd be sleeping. I would just react. I would literally fire up a stream the next morning and just say, I'm late to the party, but let's go. I'm ready. I would not. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. No way. I wouldn't recommend it either, AJ. Don't lose sleep over it, bro. Don't lose sleep over it. All right, so I have another topic here. Sony Interactive Entertainment has received a warning from the German Consumer Protection Agency over some of its PlayStation Network user terms and conditions, particularly its policies for the PlayStation Store purchases. The authority has said that if its concerns are not addressed, Sony may find itself in court. According to a translation of the press release, the 3 terms and conditions that Germany has expressed reservations about involve the use of store credit, minors making purchases, and users' rights to withdraw when making a purchase. Sony mandates players to use their store credits within 24 months, after which they'll expire, something the authority says it's against or is against German law. PSN terms and conditions also require parents of minors to cover the costs of all purchases made by their children. Germany is particularly concerned about this because in-app purchases and microtransactions are often easy to buy. Lastly, the authority says that players aren't explicitly told that if they start to download a game, they lose their right to withdraw/refund. Germany wants customers to openly agree to such policy when making purchases. The warning is intended to persuade Sony to stop using the criticized clauses in the future, the agency wrote. If the industry leader refuses to do so, there is a risk of going to court. Now, again, good. I hope Sony gets pressured in this instance because, dude, this is all about the digital storefront and these practices where I'm not going to speak for like Microsoft or Nintendo because I'm not familiar enough, but what I can speak to is I've gotten screwed before with digital pre-orders and purchases. I remember there was this one game I purchased. It was a skateboarding game. This was a while ago, and I actually remember I was bitching about it on stream. I had pre-ordered it. It was $40, and it was an indie skateboarding game, but it looked somewhat promising. And I had, pretty high expectations for it. I'm like, for $40, it must be pretty good, right? And I played it for probably about an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half, and it immediately became clear to me that, oh my God, this sucks. Like, this game just sucks. I think it's called Skater XL or something, and it's like, no offense to the game or people who enjoy it or the developers, but I'm like, I just fucking blew $40. I'm not playing this. And I went to go get a refund. And I know that it's like, well, you opened the game and you played it for an hour, and it's like, well, fuck, man. Like, I don't mean to sound entitled, but it's like, I put a lot of money into this ecosystem. Like, you can clearly see the amount of games I play. Like, I'm a loyal customer here, and I just would, like, honestly, I was even ready. I was going to even say, like, I did tell them, I remember now. I was like, listen, the $40 you give back, I'm just going to put it back into another game. Go. It's fine. Boss, you better behave yourself, boy. But I was like, listen, I just give me a credit. Like, I just want to buy a different game. And they just wouldn't fucking do it. And I got mad and I'm like, I'm not fucking pre-ordering anymore. Like, for the PlayStation Store. Because this sucks. Like, I didn't even fucking play it for more than an hour and a half. You know? And I'm willing to just take a credit and put the money towards something else. And I don't know. There's also times where if you pre-order a game from the PlayStation Store, right? If you pre-order a game from the PlayStation Store, you have to go to Sony support to get that shit canceled. A pre-order. And when I learned, I was like, dude, digital fucking sucks. Like, this is why. I mean, don't get me wrong, you shouldn't pre-order in general, but it's like, holy shit, I couldn't believe where it's like, I can't just go on my account and hit cancel pre-order. No, I have to contact customer service, jump through all the hoops and go through that. It's like a fucking half-hour process or longer, which is just like, are you kidding me? For a pre-order? But yeah, talking about in-app purchases and worrying about, minors and stuff. Yeah, dude, to me, this is all stuff that Sony, frankly, should address. And I hope that the German government pressures them harder so that, because you know what that's going to result in for us? All that's going to result in is Sony being more transparent and, more lenient potentially for the customer's sake with their digital storefront. And I have no problem with that. Sony, yeah, I had to pull out the MBG card. I was like, do you know who you're talking to right now? You're talking to MBG. I'm gonna go to my channel. I'm a bitch about this. No, I didn't do that. But it's so funny. Anyone got a platinum recently? I haven't gotten a platinum in a little while. No. Straight shot with a super chat, $2 chat. He says, if GTA 6 needs to target the Series S, are we screwed? I was asked this question before, and my answer to that is no, I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Rockstar would just approach Microsoft and tell them if they were having problems. We literally just saw this happen with Baldur's Gate 3, where there was a big controversy. Baldur's Gate 3, they were struggling to get feature parity for the Series S. And the feature, if I'm not mistaken, was split screen. Okay, boss. Oh my god. Dude. Bro, come on, man. You're killing my vibe here. You're killing my vibe. Come on. Look. Go mess with them over there, okay? Go. Get your ass down, boy. He's being you see this? He's in here for like 2 minutes and he's already being defiant. He's like, I ain't leaving until I get my snacks. Anyway, this happened with Baldur's Gate 3, and it seemed like Baldur's Gate 3 was going to be super delayed on the Xbox because of it. Because Microsoft, they had a mandate in place where it's like, we're not going to let you release a game on the Xbox Series X if it's not, doesn't have feature parity with the Series S version. But, they bent their rule, which I think was a smart move. And they were like, you know what? We'll allow you to just remove that from the Series S version. And everybody was happy with that because it's like, okay, if you buy the Series S version of Baldur's Gate 3, you are getting something less. You're getting something with a missing feature, but it's like everybody's okay with that. They'd rather get the game itself, And I think with GTA 6, that exact same thing would happen, where if they were having development issues for like certain features of the game or just the game itself, and they went to Phil Spencer, Microsoft, and said, look, we're having trouble. I'm certain Phil would just be like, you know what? Just release it on the X. Or even if it wasn't just on the X, like remove whatever features you have to get it running on the Series S, and it's fine. Like it's, that's why I don't think we're screwed. And it makes me happy because it always did kind of seem like when the Series S was announced that one day we could run into this problem where as games advance this generation and they get more complex, and developers look to try to max out the hardware, the Series S could run into some problems. And there was always this kind of fear where it's like, well, what happens if that day comes, right? Like, is Xbox just not going to get games, or are developers just going to have to take things out of their games for the PS5 and Series X versions? And so, no, I agree with that, Aaron. You're saying, let's be real, Rockstar can skip the S and Xbox won't say anything. I agree. Because how could they? I mean, Microsoft would still have to say something. Like, they would have to acknowledge it. But no doubt in my mind that if Rockstar went to Microsoft and said, we need to not release on the S, what's Microsoft going to do? Like, they're not going to say no. They would have, Microsoft would have a big problem on their hands, though, for any S owners, though. Like they would have some they'd have to ship, dude, they would have to ship S owners a free Series X to make up for it, bro. And we have Corey the Legend Landiga coming in out of nowhere. 2 hours and 40 minutes into the stream, he comes in and he drops a 10 bomb on this community. Guys, I thought the membership train had come to a halt here, but no, Corey keeps it going. He drops 10 more memberships. You love to see it, Corey. Thank you so much for that, man. And Jake Skew27 follows him up and drops a membership gift of his own. Bring us up to 75 members. You guys just wrecked it. You just obliterated another goal. Incredible. You guys have been absolutely amazing today. Absolutely just on fire when it comes to the support and the generosity. Corey, thank you so much for that, buddy. And Jake, you as well, man. So we're at 75 members. That's 75 people that will now have access to the Members Lounge. Okay, we are going to be doing a Members Lounge after the stream. I'm going to chat with you guys. I do have something I want to discuss. And I don't know which direction it's going to go in, but I do have something I want to discuss with you in the Members Lounge. Sorry, actually, my bad. Between Corey's 10 and Jake Skew, his gift, we're actually at 78 members. My bad. We're at 78, so we're actually higher than I thought we were. Just like Boss. Amazing. Amazing. But you know what? Listen, if Rockstar came out and was like, we can't get GTA 6 running properly on the Series S, and Microsoft had no choice but to announce to Xbox Series S owners, sorry guys, GTA 6 is not going to be available on the S. The reaction from Series S owners, I imagine, would be, let me see if hold on, is this the one? Wait, hold on. I got my stuff messed up here. I forgot the fucking, hold on. Damn it, I ruined the joke. Boss, now you're ruining it. They would be unpleased. Yes, they would be very displeased. Which one is it, though? Okay, Boss, listen, man. I love you, bro. I do. But what is this thing you're doing? Do you guys see what Boss is doing? You can't see him because he's below the camera. He's doing this thing where he's acting like he literally wants to lay on my keyboard. Do you know how big this desk is? Why are you trying to lay on my keyboard? And he keeps inching closer and closer. Why? We have Matt Fu. Matt Fu comes in and he drops another 5 bomb on us, guys. Matt Fu is keeping the membership train rolling. Absolutely going strong today. He brings us up to 83 members. Matt, thank you so much, man. I've been seeing you and Jake. Corey's a legend. He's always dropping memberships, but I've been noticing Jake and Matt doing it more so lately. You guys are encouraging one another, always paying it forward, always doing some heavy lifting for this community. So, Matt, thank you so much. Boss, you're God, you're really in my way. You're really in my way, boss. I think I think he knows. I think he knows. He's like, I know I'm annoying him, and if I annoy him enough, he'll just give me more snacks to make me go away. All right, boss. Come on. All right. I literally had to lure him away. Did you guys see him racing? Look at him run. Yeah, dude, You're saying he's usually so chill in his tower. Yeah, well, no one informed me when I bought these treats that they're basically crack for cats. And as you can see, it has caused a problem. No joke. But all right, hold on. I need to check something really quick because I wanted to use this for you guys. God damn it. This is what happens. I have to get I have to sort my shit out when it comes to my hotkeys here. All right. Okay, all right. So the joke I was trying to make, God, it's going to be executed so poorly now, but hopefully it'll still work. I was going to say, Phil Spencer has no choice but to turn to all Xbox Series S owners and say, unfortunately, Rockstar Games was not able to get GTA 6 running properly on the Series S. So because of that, it will not be releasing on the Series S. Xbox Series S owners collectively are just going to come out and be like, tell me it didn't work. It didn't fucking work. Are you kidding me? All right, this shit's completely broken. God damn it. Maybe that didn't work either. Okay, it's completely broken. I had it all set up for you guys. I'm sorry. And he said, and this is how Xbox Series S owners react. Literally nothing happens. MBG is about to have a meltdown. I do wonder why it's not working though. Are the other ones working? No. None of them are working. Yo, what did boss? This is boss's fault. What did he do? He broke my stuff. I really do wonder why it's not working, though. We have one more... Yeah, cricket noises, basically. We have one more topic to go over and discuss, but I was so excited. All right, I'll try it. I'll try one last thing. Hold on.
What the fuck is this world? What have they done to us? What did they do to us?
All right, that's what I was trying to fucking play, and for some reason I had to manually re-add it just to get it to work. But that's what I was saying Xbox Series S owners are going to be saying. Fuck, man. That would have been so much better if I was able to get it right the first time. We got there. We got there. So, and you guys watch that show, by the way? I think you should leave now. That is a funny ass show. Just when I thought I tricked boss by luring him out of the room. I know, right? King Sam with a $5, was that £5? Apparently I got it mixed up earlier. Yeah, I think that's £5. You're saying hyped for the Game Awards. It's on at 12:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the UK. Gonna be here watching live. I don't have to work that day, so no need to be sleeping instead. Yeah, that's still pretty brutal though, man. But King Sam, I mean, look, if you're up for it, because who was it that said they would have to be up at 3:30? AJ. I mean, if you're tuning in at 3:30, because that's when it starts, 3:30 a.m. You're gonna have no choice but to pull an all-nighter because you're going into the morning. This show can be like 3.5 hours long. But King Sam, you're saying from 12:30 to 4 a.m. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to pull an all-nighter. I don't know. If you go to sleep like immediately after at 4 a.m. and you get up at like 8, it's at least like 4 hours. You know, you can still kind of maybe get through the day. But yeah, AJ, I think is shit out of luck. He would have to pull an all-nighter. But I hope you show up, King Sam. I'm going to be streaming it. It's weird for me a little bit too, because I'm lucky. I don't have to stay up like super late. I don't have to be up all hours of the night. But when I'm going to stream it, I will be streaming much later than I usually do, than I normally do. So I'm looking forward to it though, man. I gotta say. You pre-ordered the Old Gods of Asgard album? Yeah, I enjoyed them in Alan Wake 2, man. I did. But I have one last topic here that I want to go over with you guys before we head over to the Members Lounge. And that is From Software likens its Elden Ring DLC to Bloodborne, The Old Hunters. From Software has likened the upcoming Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erd Tree, to beloved PS4 exclusive Bloodborne's expansion. Lead producer Yasuhiro Kateo, I don't know if I'm saying that right, made the comparison while dropping hints about the Elden Ring DLC and what it will entail. He also gave an update on its release date window. Bad news first, it looks like we won't be getting Shadow of the Erd Tree's release date or window anytime soon. Speaking to Japanese site GameWatch, he said that the DLC is still a ways off, but the good news is that development is progressing well. Not something fans were particularly excited to hear, but his mention of Bloodborne has certainly raised eyebrows. Like Bloodborne, the Elden Ring DLC has new battles and new characters. Please look forward to new things. And he's referencing, he basically referenced Bloodborne's Old Hunters expansion, saying that it's similar in that way. You know, I gotta say here, this is kind of interesting to me because I think the expectation right now for this Elden Ring DLC is it's going to show up at the Game Awards and we're going to get a release date. And maybe, I don't know, maybe when he says it's still a ways off, maybe he just means like it's not coming out till like March or April next year, which I guess would technically still be a ways off for a DLC, but I could still see that being something that would show up at the Game Awards. But what I find interesting about him bringing up Bloodborne is this person, the lead producer, he knows what he's doing. I know, Jay Shaka. You're saying he's basically talking about in terms of scope, but he knows what he's doing. There's no way he is not fully aware of the Bloodborne fandom. And all right, here's what I'm going to say. I would not be shocked or surprised if he intentionally referenced the Bloodborne DLC, because there are many other DLCs that From Software has produced in the past for all the Dark Souls games, and some of them were pretty similar in terms of scale and scope to what we saw from Bloodborne. But I think that what he could potentially, and this is just a guess, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm completely wrong either, but I almost wonder if he had intentionally mentioned Bloodborne because they're going to kind of, maybe this DLC will have a bit of a more Bloodborne feel to it. Like it's going to be almost like a, dare I say, somewhat of a spiritual successor to Bloodborne, The Old Hunters. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this because I just think it's funny. I know. He's saying, don't do it, MBG. Don't get your hopes up. I'm just purely speculative. I just think it's kind of funny that out of all the DLCs he could have referenced, he mentions Bloodborne's, knowing that From Software hasn't really had anything to say about Bloodborne in a long time. The fan base is absolutely starved. It's just interesting to me that he would choose to do that. But It could just be simply that, like Jay Shako said, it could just be, you know, he's just referencing the scope, you know, the scale of it, and how well done it was. I mean, the Bloodborne DLC was, I mean, a lot of people look at it as the best DLC that From Software's ever done. So that could very well be what he was saying. But I just figured I would give you guys that little update because a lot of people are wondering when this Elden Ring DLC is coming out. Apparently we have to wait for a little bit longer. Miyazaki says, one more thing. Sorry for the delay on the Elden Ring DLC, but here's Bloodborne 60 FPS to keep you going until then. That would be so funny. No, I think at this point, Bloodborne not getting a 60 FPS patch is fully intentional, not by From Software, but from Sony. Because, yeah, I think it's just Sony knows what they're doing here. They know how well a Bloodborne remake would do eventually on PS5 and PC. And I think that they just want it to have the most impact as possible. And unfortunately, one of the ways you do that is don't touch Bloodborne right now on PS4. Just let it wither, you know? So that way when we bring out the remake, it's that much more exciting. Wouldn't you rather have a Bloodborne 2 at this point? Yes, I would. From Software. I'll be honest, like if Bloodborne was going to be made, if Sony like hired Round 8 Studio to make a Bloodborne 2, I'd play it. They're the guys that made Lies of P. I know for a lot of people that's blasphemy. I'm not even going to sit here in front and pretend like, oh, I wouldn't touch it. No, fuck yeah, I'd play that. See, I can't do that. Like, I know that there are people that are like, I would never, ever, I wouldn't even look at a Bloodborne 2 if it wasn't from Software. I'd be like, okay, fuck, I will. I'll check it out. Sure. You know, like if Bluepoint made it, if Round 8 Studio, I'd be like, yeah, fuck, let's give it a shot. Maybe it won't be as good. Doesn't mean it can't be good, you know? Might not be fucking S++ tier like Bloodborne is, but yeah, preferably if we were to get a Bloodborne 2, preferably I would want to see From Software do it. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm really curious about this Elden Ring DLC. It's been a long time since I played Elden Ring, and so I probably will return for the DLC. Yeah, actually, I will say, unless there's something coming out on this at the same time that that I would rather play, I might be late to it. But you're saying only From Software under Miyazaki should make Bloodborne 2. I will say that even though I'm willing to play a Bloodborne 2 made by somebody else, I will say that I'm also okay with not getting a Bloodborne 2 from somebody else, because I do kind of understand that Bloodborne is held in such high regard, and it's been so long that it's like, yeah, I kind of can lean on that side of the fence too, where it's like, maybe just don't fuck with it, you know? Just make something new instead, something more original. And that's why I like Lies of P so much, because Lies of P is heavily inspired by all of the Souls games, but you can see like an aesthetic influence on Lies of P where it looks like Bloodborne in a lot of ways, but it's not exactly Bloodborne, and I appreciate that, you know, because it's like that kind of gothic aesthetic, you know, still doesn't quite match up to Bloodborne though, in terms of the overall aesthetic and the feel. I mean, Bloodborne was a very unique game in that sense. I don't know that I've experienced anything quite like Bloodborne in terms of the atmosphere, the cosmic horror. I mean, just the environments. It was very unsettling, very disturbing, very creepy, just flat out scary in some cases. Love it, man. You're saying you slightly disagree. Bloodborne series is more cult-oriented based on sales. If From Software wants to make money right now, there's more to be had from Elden Ring series going forward. Oh, I agree 100%. I think that if Bloodborne 2 were to ever be made by From Software, it would have to be funded by Sony. I think it would have to be marketed like crazy. Like, I think Sony could elevate Bloodborne with From Software's help, you know, development-wise. Obviously, they make the game. If Sony and From Software teamed up for Bloodborne 2, I think Sony could elevate it to the level of Elden Ring in terms of like hype and you know, just getting people on board with it, or at least close to it. But I agree 100%. Right now, the moneymaker for From Software, and does Bandai Namco own the who owns the Elden Ring IP? Bandai Namco. Wait, and From. What? Why is that being covered? Who holds the rights to Elden Ring? Why do I keep seeing articles come up that Sony has a stake in From Software? Like, I know that. Okay. I don't know why it's this difficult to get an answer to this question. I think Elden Ring's owned by Bandai Namco. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm fairly certain Elden Ring is owned by Bandai Namco. So, sorry, I just got hung up on that because, yeah, Elden Ring as an IP is colossal. I mean, truly staggeringly so. It is staggering how colossal Elden Ring is as an IP. I don't think we'll ever return to Dark Souls, unfortunately, because Elden Ring is the evolution of it, and it's way bigger and more popular than Dark Souls. The chances of returning to Bloodborne or From Software returning to Bloodborne are a lot lower now. But one thing Miyazaki, I think, has made clear is he wants to make new shit. You know, I think he'll obviously make an Elden Ring too, but he wants to make new shit. And I think that, you know, us seeing Armored Core come out after Elden Ring is proof of that. Like, we don't need Elden Ring to be milk dry. You know, we want more of it, but there can be space in between, certainly. Planet Schlorpian, member for 5 months. You're saying, I'm psyched for the Game Awards, just for the reveals. Hopefully we see an Atreus expansion. By the way, I think you missed my super chat. Oh, I'm sorry, Planet Schlorpian. You're saying, to be frank, most of my digital games are from sales / PlayStation Plus. Yeah, and that's why I say, like, I don't want it to make it seem like I'm condemning people for buying games digitally or anything like that. Because no, like, how could I do that? Like, at that point, I'm condemning most people, and it just doesn't make sense. And I think if you're doing that, if you're getting games digitally through sales or through PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Plus sales, that's good. You know, save money where you can, and just ask yourself that question, like, is it worth foregoing the digital or the physical copy? And if so, no problem. But I assume, Planet Schlorpian, that you still do buy some games physically. And to me, that's all that really matters. You know, the only thing that really concerns me are the people who are just like, I don't touch physical games anymore. Because it's like, well, you know, when you think of the idea of these digital only consoles being sold and how you're just axing that option yourself, that concerns me, because if everybody eventually does that, then the option's gone, you know? The option's gone. So, but yeah, I'm right there with you, Planet Schlorpian. My excitement for the Game Awards, I'm somewhat interested in seeing who wins what, but ultimately, I'm there for the announcements. I'm very excited because it seems like, without getting my expectations too high, it seems like the Game Awards are going to be pretty exciting this year. So, am I getting the Avatar game? No, I am not. I have no interest in Avatar. I haven't seen the movies. I have no interest in it. I'll be honest with you, man. I have no idea, and no offense to anybody who enjoys the IP, but I have no idea what the appeal of the Avatar series is. I just don't get it. Like, it doesn't, like, in my opinion, it doesn't even look cool. You know? Like, from a visual standpoint, like, I just don't get it. But again, no offense. Like, I understand it's huge. People love it. But I don't know. Just something about it never grabbed me. You're saying it's because I never watched it? Yeah, I mean, maybe if I were to watch it, my Abada. Yeah, I remember that time Arnold had to introduce Avatar, and he's like, James Cameron Abada. Hanzo, I'm glad you remembered that, dude. Yes. Well, I mean, hey, if Arnold endorses Abadar, then I should probably watch it, right? You're saying Far Cry needed a new coat of paint so bad? I heard that's what this Avatar game basically is. It's essentially Avatar Cry. You're saying the story is laughable at many points, but the world is really cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I've seen many clips of the movie. I've seen trailers. And you know how like just sometimes you just see stuff and you just know you're not going to like it. Like you maybe you'll be okay. Like you could walk away and say that was okay. It was fine. Like it's not offensive, you know, like I'm indifferent to it. I think the best I would ever get, the most I would ever expect to get out of Avatar is feeling a sense of it's fine, I guess. But I just have no desire to watch it for some reason, like at all. And I did think that I always felt kind of weird for that because of just how well it, monetarily speaking, like everybody went to go watch this movie. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I got this beard hair that's kind of like sticking out over here. Is that white hair? Is that a white beard hair? I can't tell. Oh, it's gone now. But guys, we are just over the 3-hour mark of this episode of MBG Live. And I think this is where I'm going to bring this stream to a close. However, if you have a membership badge next to your name, I am going to be opening up the members lounge in the next 10 minutes or so after this stream, basically within 10 minutes of this stream ending. And I do actually want to talk to you guys. I do have a topic of discussion for this members lounge today. I don't know if it'll dominate the entire conversation, and I don't know how much we'll get out of it, but definitely something I want to talk about. Trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. No, I don't think so. I covered all my topics. Well, I'm going to segue to my outro now. And first off, I mean, look, I always thank you guys. I always give you guys a massive thank you. But today in particular, I have to give just an extra special thank you because, I mean, you guys showed just immense support today. I really do rely on you guys to fund the channel, to fund the content. And you guys always show up in a big way. Today, I'm going to have to give a special shout out to everybody who gifted memberships, everybody who super chatted. Again, Oliver Opfer came in out of nowhere today. His super chat's still there. It's still sitting up there. Is basically what turns out to be about a $545 super chat. Basically a $550 super chat, which is wild. So thank you guys so much for that. We're sitting at 83 members today, 83 members gifted. So again, if you received a membership gift, tune into the members lounge. It's coming up right after this. And the last thing I'm going to ask you guys to do as you're heading out is just take a second, hit that like button. It definitely helps with the algorithm and it lets me know you guys enjoyed the stream. But yeah, with that being said, I also want to give a big shout out to Devil Shooter. He's been doing the timestamps. He continues to do the timestamps for the streams. He does an amazing job. And I know that he really helps out the community. So if you see him in the chat or if you see him in the comments with his timestamps, give him a thank you, show him some love. I know he really appreciates that. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of MBG Live. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I'll have to mess around with my little like memes or clips that I had popping up earlier because for some reason they glitched out. So, all right. So yeah, again, members lounge. It's going out in the next 10 minutes. I hope to see you there. And for everybody else, until the next stream, take care.